welcome back
to
episode 28 of the Dubois Podcast.
Hey!
Where, as always, well, we're kind of missing a couple people, but we'll get into that.
Yeah.
We are the
Boys.
It sounds so much with
not
minus
only,
two
like,
people.
yes,
it sounds
you know,
so
Yeah.
like it's
Not
less
as-
powerful.
Hey,
Yeah.
layer us on top of each other.
I'll just take a previous take of
There
the
you go.
boys and put it over this one.
Perfect.
Boy. Okay.
All right. Let's address the elephant in the room.
Besides myself,
Shut the hell up. As you can see, we are down 2 members. You know, last week, one of us announced their death ahead of time. That was Chance.
Wild.
And he's gone, unfortunately.
We couldn't stop him.
And because we have gone to our boy
Raymond.
Raymond
Almost
too
said
many
Ronaldo.
times. I almost said the same thing. I was like, Ronaldo. I was like, that's not it. Because we've gone to Raymond too much, he's sick of us.
Yep.
And we also are low on funds because y'all aren't liking, subscribing,
Yeah.
and sharing the
Facts.
videos.
Yeah, like we discussed, I think a couple episodes ago, we're in the red already,
True.
and now we have another person to resurrect.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so we sent Veronica to hopefully convince him that we're good people and just do it one more time for us. Get Chance back in here, and hopefully
Yeah.
we'll stop dying. Well, I say we, even though only like 3 of us have consistently died.
Yeah, I think
Multiple
me
times.
and Alex are the only 2 who haven't died at least once.
Yeah.
We're the only ones who
so
are
far.
still
You gotta
haven't lost a piece of
Yeah.
ourselves.
Got to
True.
even the score.
Yeah.
But yeah,
So,
that's why they're not here.
Yep.
But on to other things. That's not important. You don't
But,
have to worry about that.
but regardless of the deaths of the people in the podcast
Yeah.
and whether or not people are doing stuff for the podcast,
Yeah.
at the end of the day, the podcast has to get recorded.
Exactly.
And
That's
that's what
why
we're
we're
here to
here.
do.
And we're going to do it. And
We're
we
gonna
hope
do
you
it.
enjoy.
Do it.
We're going to talk about our music recommendations. We're going to start with Alex.
Oh,
Or,
snap.
I'm sorry. We start left.
We start
We're
on
starting
the
with
side.
Sean.
Uh,
It's new studio. I'm
yeah,
confused
we
now.
got to get used to acclimated to the environment.
Yeah.
So with the topic of our episode today,
Mhm,
which
mhm,
I will not discuss in case the host would like to save that for later.
Yeah, we'll get into that.
My song is related to one of the things, and that is the song "Blood Upon the Snow" by Hosier. Hosier.
Oh, he makes,
Hosier.
he made
The
songs
Irishman.
for that?
Yep.
I didn't know it was
He's
him.
Irish?
Yeah, I'm
I
pretty
didn't
sure
know that
he's
either. I
Irish.
thought he was like a country dude.
I'm fairly certain he's Irish. If I'm wrong,
I just thought
I apologize to the beautiful and proud nation of Ireland, but I'm pretty sure Hosier's Irish.
I just thought he was a white man.
Aren't they all?
Irish, but they generally
That's
are.
true, but like I didn't know he
Actually,
was.
yeah.
I didn't know he was a particular flavor of
He looks
white
like
man,
an
you know what I mean?
Irishman, straight up.
Looks like he hails. That's
not
not
him.
Hosier.
How do you spell it? Is this
with a
musical
Z.
artist?
It's with a Z.
With a Z.
There's someone named Hosier. Hosier.
Oh, Hosea.
My bad.
Looks like more like Action Bronson.
He-
than-
Yeah, I was
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
say.
yeah,
Wow,
that's
that's not. I would not have thought that he's Irish, honestly.
No, you know who he looked like? He looked like the Morgan J dude or whatever. Like
Yes.
the music comic. Yeah.
He is
That's
Irish.
funny. He is
Oh,
Irish.
nice. W.
From the beautiful and proud nation of Ireland.
Doesn't give his whole government.
Andrew John Hosier.
Oh, is that
Bjorn.
okay? John Hosier.
Bjorn? I think that's how you say it. It's got
Bjorn.
4 names.
Bernie. I think it's Burn.
Well, regardless, the song is beautiful. I really can't speak to what it's necessarily about. All I know is that it fills me with feelings of grief and somberness and loss. In a good way though, like well, maybe not a good way, because it is kind of a sad song.
How do you feel somber and
Like-
sadness in a good way?
Because I don't think sadness necessily has to be bad.
Mhm.
I think
Well, no,
sometimes
it doesn't have to be bad.
No, for
I
sure.
guess,
It's
yeah.
just, I think that's kind of like the.
Okay.
Also, like I said, I'll say it every time. Sadness is my superpower. So
this is true.
a song that makes me feel that way, I feel strong. I'm like the sugar guy in My Hero, but with sadness. So yeah, that's my song. Listen to it and cry or not. Honestly, up to you.
I think you should. It's okay to cry
Yeah.
sometimes.
And I yield my time.
My music recommendation is Never Gonna Give You Up by Vacations. It is a cover of Never Gonna Give You Up by Rick Astley. I do like the Vacations. They have a lot of good music. And honestly, they did a really good cover of this song.
Nice.
So I messed with it. And you should too.
Nice.
Now on to our last one.
Oh, snap.
Alex.
All right. Just like that. Like that.
Just like that. Just like that. Say, oh. Just like, no, I think it's I like that. Whatever. Anyways,
I don't know.
Snowflake.
My song this week also has to kind of do with the theme you'll see. And it is, the artist might give it away a little bit, but Wayfaring Strangers.
Not important.
It'll be a post. Yeah. By Ashley Johnson and Troy Baker. But yeah, similar to Shawn's, it's very, especially with the context of where it came from. It's very somber and sad, but like it's good, and you know it makes you feel things in a good way. It's okay to explore your emotions.
Men.
Nope. Babies.
That's it.
Babies.
But yeah, no, it's a good song. Check it out. It's gonna be on the playlist that our host or all of us, if we want to also say.
Let's harmonize.
Okay.
Boy.
The playlist that's called
Dubois Music Recommendations. We should have worked on how we're going to do it before.
True.
You can't harmonize and then just like all try to do it at different. Dubois
Music Recommendations.
Damn.
I didn't even see the composer.
Yeah,
I didn't even see the composer hand come up.
But yes, check it out.
Indeed. While we're already here talking about things to check out our YouTube,
True.
our Spotify,
Yep.
our TikTok,
True.
Twitter,
Yeah.
Facebook, Instagram,
I'm gonna say it every time.
Patreon,
Tumblr.
which will come in the future. Patreon?
No, it's a Tumblr.
Tumblr. Oh, God.
Got
Or
it.
Reddit. Yeah, just please follow all those.
Yeah. And if you enjoy what you see, let us know in the comments below.
And tell your friends, too.
Also, let us know in the comments about your thoughts on the episode later on when we start talking. Anyway.
Yes.
Yes, please.
But we'll get into that.
True.
All right. Normally we go over our weeks, but, we kind of talked ahead of time. Our weeks were kind of just...
I've been preparing for
Chill.
this.
Yeah.
Kind of blasé.
Yeah, so, we're just going to kind of skip over that, and I'll talk about the main topic, but we do have an activity for you guys.
Ooh, yay. I love an activity.
I love activities.
Not Paranormal Activity, though. Don't like that.
That one's okay.
I'm talking about, like, not the movie, but...
Oh, like Duppy.
Ghosts.
No, I
You don't
rock
like
with-
ghosts.
I don't rock with Duppy for real.
Yeah. But yeah, we're going to be giving our reviews and just kind of talking about Last of Us 2 and God of War Ragnarok
2.
But since we're talking about video game related things, I figured I'd do a video game related activity.
Yay.
And so I have prepared some video game quotes that I'm going to say, and you guys guess who said it
Oh
Say
boy.
less.
and the game. And I will give you 1 point for each one.
Say less.
All right, I have
One
it.
thing about me, this brain, all it's good for is remembering quotes.
This is true.
And you
Not
can
me.
quote me on that.
Not me.
Yeah,
I
I'm
got the
also
first
bad at
one.
this.
Nargata. Nar from League of Legends.
Fuck.
You said Nargata?
Yeah.
Is that an actual...
Yeah, he
line?
got that. Yeah.
Yes, that's actually correct.
Shiggy.
No, it was actually... I had a Corky line in there.
Oh, shit. Anyway.
Is he with us?
That's funny.
Yeah.
All right. Number one. Honestly, probably going to be an easy one for everyone
Wait,
here.
so it's like first to guess or we just
See, I should have brought the whiteboards out, but that's okay.
Hey,
We're
they're
gonna
right, they're
do
right there. We can get them.
that's also true.
pause.
Now we're prepared.
Line one or
Yeah.
quote one. It's time to kick ass and chew bubble gum, and I'm all out of gum.
Who the fuck do you think
Who
I
said
am?
that, and what game is it?
That's a video game?
Oh boy, you really don't know this, bro? It's like classic, even if you haven't played it.
You think this guy knows anything about anything? Shit.
All right, okay.
If you don't know it, you can just concede that one, I guess.
I know I've definitely heard it before. I just don't know where it's from. I'm a tap.
Do
I'm
it.
a-
Do
I'm
it.
gonna give you a
Can
hint.
you do an impression? Oh,
Oh.
okay.
Oh, you want me to
Okay,
do the
oh.
impression?
Say, do an impression.
All right.
It's time to kick ass and chew bubble gum, and I'm all out of gum. That's so bad. That's okay though. I'll tell you this: the game and the person share the same exact name.
Okay, I think I know them. I think I know it.
Naruto.
Oh, Ninja Storm.
Ultimate Ninja
Yeah.
Storm.
That's his full
First
government.
one. That's full government.
I might be wrong still. Hold on. We should also guess the name, the game.
I just
No, just, let's
okay.
do the
For
who
this one,
says it.
okay.
Yeah.
yeah.
Also, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
so.
For this
so it's
one.
like, okay.
Ready?
You think
Yeah.
What y'all got?
Duke Nukem,
Hey,
baby.
yes,
There it
sir.
is. All right, 2 points
Oh,
for
wait.
each of you.
The Duke.
I was worried for a
That's
second.
what
I was
I
like,
thought.
has Alex never
See,
heard of Duke Nukem?
Because no, I used to play like
I played like the N64 one.
I played the one like that was out for 360 or whatever.
Duke
with my
Nukem
brother.
Forever.
Yeah, I played that one
Goated.
too.
Oh damn.
Definitely shouldn't
I
have
grabbed
at
the
that
rate.
I
age.
just used my fingy.
All right.
But yeah,
Oh, don't forget your points,
I
bro.
heard it in my 1.
2.
Oh, 2?
It's- yeah, because it's the same thing.
The
For
same,
this
okay.
one. I said
Oh.
because you get a point for each, like the game.
Oh,
and-
I didn't even. Oh, my fault. My
Yeah,
fault.
yeah.
My fault. My fault.
All right. Next quote. Boy.
Oh, all right. Hey,
Now I'm scared. Is it a trick? No, I'll assume you're an honest and gracious host.
Thanks. I try to be when I can. This dude.
What year did that?
oh
You're
my
putting
goodness.
the year.
Well, because you know to differentiate.
I mean, all right.
I also differentiated, but in another way.
Y'all ready?
Yes.
Let's see it.
Kratos,
from
God of War 2017, I
PS4.
think. I should have said PS4.
Yeah, so
That's why when you put the year, I was
Yeah.
like, that's a weird way to put it because they do have different names.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think everybody refers to it as like God of War with the year. Well, at least when I hear
Okay.
about talked online, but I don't remember if it's 2017 or 2018.
Well, correct. 2 points again.
Sick. Kratos. Boy.
The hell
Hey,
he says it? Head boy.
Head boy.
All right.
Oh.
Next quote, and I hope you guys can get this.
Oh no.
It's a me, Mario.
Hello, Mario.
Luigi.
I'd say think about it, actually.
Just I don't like. I don't know what the. He still doesn't like all of them. I don't know. Was that technically bump it?
Let me know when you're good.
Listen, I'm gonna be real with you guys, all right? I might be wrong, but I'm right, and that's all I'm gonna say.
All right, good.
Yep.
All right, reveal.
The plumber Mario.
Mario Auditore in Assassin's Creed 2.
It is Mario Auditore
What
from
the-
Assassin's
I'm him,
Creed.
baby. I'm him.
What the?
I did it on
At the end of the
purpose.
day, I'm him.
That's
I knew it was too
crazy.
easy. I knew it was too easy. You don't remember me?
I was
It's a
framed.
me, Mario.
Yeah.
I was played.
No, you just went with your first gut, instinct.
Bro.
Which normally, it's not a bad thing to do, but it filled you. with
Either way, even if I was wrong, I was happy
True.
that I memed the answer.
Yeah.
No,
This
yeah.
one, I put it in here
Oh.
because I feel like you guys would know it, and I hope you do. The quote is, Protocol 1, link to pilot. Protocol 2, uphold the mission. Protocol 3, protect the pilot. We have all played this. We have all talked about it. I put the full quote for extra information. Also, if you can get the game or the name, it's a point each one.
I don't remember his name at all.
Hey, drop the full quote real quick.
Protocol 1, link to pilot.
Okay.
Protocol 2, uphold the mission. Protocol 3, protect the pilot.
Man, that's crazy.
Yeah, I feel like he's talked about it too a couple times.
No. What's crazy is the order of the protocol, because that means that
True.
protecting the pilot is the last on the list.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Mission.
if not,
yeah.
Yeah,
the
but you got to
mission always
link to
comes
him
first.
first,
That's
and
true.
then the mission,
And then the mission.
and then help him.
I'm gonna have to concede this one.
All right. You want to show what do you got?
Robot guy, Titan fella in Titanfall 2. I don't know what his
You
name
will get
is.
1 point,
Damn.
but
That's-
yes,
I'll take
it
that.
is
That's fine.
BT from
Oh,
Titanfall
okay,
2.
BT.
Oh.
Oh, that's right. Because I remember I would make that joke a lot, like from Fallen Order. Like, come on, BD. But
Oh,
BT.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, I didn't remember his name at all.
that's understandable. All right.
Dang.
Sorry, Alex.
No, you're good.
I thought you would.
Now that I know who it is, I can hear him say it.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
All right. Wake the fuck up, samurai.
Oh,
We have a city to burn.
Hey, I'm playing this game right now. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no!
Damn.
Okay, never mind. We're good. Is it like that? Whatever. Who cares?
It's okay if you misspell.
Okay.
As long as I can tell who you're talking about, I'll give the point.
I don't even think he said that, like in the actual game, at least like so far. Anyway,
We'll talk about that later.
I know it was in the trailer, but anyway, don't look.
As you have it exposed on the
he's
table.
Done that every single round too.
Because I was like, well, if he's writing it down, he knows he's good. I'm sure we're good.
Y'all ready?
Yes.
All right, let's see it.
Johnny Silverhand from Cyberpunk 2077, and I also put 99. I don't know because I wasn't sure if it was 27 or 2099.
Yeah, 2077.
All right, next one.
Yes.
Where is everyone going? Bingo. I'm trying not to like say it the actual way because I don't want to. I feel like it's too easy if I do that.
Oh, this is tough.
Yeah, I don't.
Going. Bingo. Can you say it the way they say it, but like not
I have
like an impression? Like, do they say? Like,
Where's
do they
everyone
say?
going? Bingo.
Okay.
I think that's how he says it. Shit, I said a gender.
He.
Yeah.
I was off. My guess was wrong.
I'm a female.
I'll give another hint.
Okay.
Because you both don't have it. The game came out last year.
Last year?
Was it last year?
I wasn't playing games like that last year.
I'll give another hint. It came out again last year.
It's
a remake.
Again.
So I'm pretty sure I know what the game is.
I don't.
I'm not sure what character said it, so I'm going to take a guess.
I have no idea.
What the hell? That's not you.
Is it? That might be too much of it. Well, no, I don't know the game at all. Anyway, never mind. Is it like a main character, like a more of like a supporting cast member?
If I give you the answer, it might give him a.
Oh, true. Never
So
mind. Don't worry
you let
about it.
me
Don't worry
know?
about it.
Yeah,
No.
okay.
It's not gonna help me anyway. I just want to, for my curiosity. A timeline for
I'm taking a guess. Like I said, I'm pretty sure I know the game. I don't think I know the character though.
I have to concede this one too.
All right. Well, what did you put?
Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Cat Sith or Kate Sith, however you pronounce it.
It is Leon Kennedy from Resident Evil 4 remake.
He said that?
Yep.
Oh, snap.
When he goes to like the first like little town village and like the chainsaw dude comes out, he fights him and then the bell rings and they all walk out and he goes, "Where are you all going? Bingo?"
Oh, that's funny.
It was quirky ass.
Yeah.
True.
Got to do a backflip off of a door.
Yeah. That's funny. Yeah, I played that game on VR. Like I did like the first little bit, but then that was about it.
Yeah, I'm kind of a wuss when it comes to those games. Like I played the demo, got to the chainsaw dude, I got scared. And I was like, I don't think I want to play this.
Yeah.
I'll watch someone
It
play
can be
it.
kind of scary.
All right, next
No
one.
points on that one for anybody.
Yeah, no points. But you know, that's how the game goes.
True.
Next quote: "I don't need a weapon. My friends are my power."
Asta.
Natsu.
I'm surprised you guys didn't come right
In a
away.
video game.
Hey, yo.
Oh,
Pause. My bad.
Yeah, it's a very anime thing. So in a video game, I don't know.
I don't need a weapon. Oh.
Oh,
Go based on that.
oh no. I'm showing my hand. I'm not as big a gamer as I
Is that a
look.
gamer for real?
Nah, low
I
key.
don't need a weapon. My friends are my power.
Wow.
Oh my god.
Just gave him the points.
I don't know which game it's from though.
I feel like you can make a good guess. Just think about the context of the quote.
Yeah. Oh.
I don't know if I think he's finished that one. I think. Has he? And again, this is the serial
That's
game
not
not
a-
finished.
You're right.
That's
I keep
not a
forgetting this
I.
dude don't finish
That's the
games.
one. That's not an I. That's one.
I mean, I feel like it still works in the context either way, right?
Yeah, true.
All right,
yeah.
ready?
Mm-hmm.
Sora
from Kingdom Hearts 1. That's the one.
Yeah.
That's one. Yep.
Yay!
Sean kind of gave that one to you, but that's all
Absolutely
right.
gave me that one. And I appreciate it.
As soon as I started to say it, I was like, I know who this is now.
That's why I had to be careful of how I said
Yeah.
it, because I was like, if I do any kind of
My
emotion,
friends are. That's
Yeah, I was like, let me say it in the most anime way possible, and then it just immediately clicked.
The fact that I didn't get that is crazy. Like right away.
all right. Next one. It's all you, little homie.
It's all you, little homie.
I feel like
Oh, who says that though?
What? You know it though. I know you know it.
Oh, got it. Don't look.
Oh. Watch your way.
Yeah, okay.
Pinche Radianite.
Yes, sir. You love this place like way too much.
That quote, that shit pisses me
No,
off
low-key.
sometimes. I'm like, why is it so long?
That's funny. Okay.
All right, I'm sure you guys both got it.
yeah.
Let's see what it is.
Gecko from Valorant.
It is.
It's all you, little homie.
Yes, sir. I had to say it a couple times in my head. Oh,
And the last one.
okay.
Are you a boy or a girl?
Oh, copy. Oh, okay.
I will say for this one, it doesn't matter.
Which
Yeah,
Okay.
because I thought about that after I wrote it down.
my handwriting is trash.
Make sure
I'm
they hear it.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna take a.
Take a leap
but
of
it's said
faith.
by a character.
Yeah.
Fuck. Never mind.
I don't know who else.
That's true.
Yeah.
I was gonna be like Fallout, like when you like
Oh,
start
like the narrator?
Yeah. Are you a boy or a girl?
It's not a character you play if that's what you're
Yeah.
thinking.
No.
Okay.
Are you a boy or a girl?
Sorry, let me chill.
Comic. Are you a boy or a girl? I think I might have to concede this one. I don't think I'm him on this one.
Is that your final decision?
Yeah.
All right. It is.
I put professors from like Pokemon
Oh.
in general.
Yeah.
Hey,
God
I think
damn
you're
it.
I think you're still one though. But
Probably.
Oh,
you got
yeah.
2 points, right?
Yeah.
Son of a bitch.
So-
Hey!
Oh, actually,
I got 12.
oh,
I'm
you
13.
were one off. Damn, you almost tied it up.
Yeah, dang. Okay, hey, good game.
I mean, I have
Good
one
game.
more, but I feel like you
Oh.
guys aren't, or he might get it.
You know what?
and
Let's
won't.
say, let's
let's
say,
get it.
hey,
Oh.
listen, winner takes all. How about that?
All right, this one.
Yeah.
But I feel like I did it, but I realized I don't know if he knows it.
The eraser.
Let's just do it anyway.
All right.
Yeah, let's get it.
It is no. Damn you, stairs. Damn it, Jack. How did you know stairs were my only weakness?
Oh,
Alex is writing something. I think he's got something. Don't worry about the spelling. As long as I know who you're trying to say, I will let it go.
Do I have to guess a specific game?
Yeah, for extra point. Well, it's winner takes all, so I guess I don't know.
that'll be the decider.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm cooked.
All right. what-
I am cheating just a little bit, and
Okay.
I'll explain why after.
Okay.
Oh, did I flash the phone?
No.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
All right. What'd you guys put?
I put
Claptrap, Borderlands 2.
Oh, you put
Okay.
one?
I put one because I was
okay.
gonna say two because you asked about it yesterday. I was gonna be like,
That's
yeah.
why I knew it was
Okay.
like Borderlands 2 because he asked yesterday about
okay.
Borderlands 2.
But I was like,
specifically.
I remember.
But also, Jack, I don't think he's the antagonist in the first one, is he?
No, he's
Yeah,
not.
that's
He's
why I
not
was
even
like, I don't-
relevant. I think in the first one, I don't think
Okay,
he
so
comes
yeah.
up at all. Or
yeah,
maybe
that's
there's,
why I was like,
notes.
out of me.
Yeah.
Hey, all the
Hey,
Borderlands
I
fans
still
out
give you
there.
credit for getting
Hey.
it.
Yeah.
Because I do remember
Okay.
him saying it. I do
Yeah.
remember Claptrap saying that. I just didn't remember which game. Even actually, I don't think I played one like that. Anyway, but yeah, all the Borderlands fans out there, not my games. I'm sorry.
Damn, man, you have to do that to them.
He just hurt me.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Like,
That's why you lost. No, I'm
I used
kidding.
to I used to really enjoy Borderlands when I was playing it with a shorty that I liked, but
I enjoyed it when I had friends to play with.
yeah. But then when we played it again as like adults, and then I was like, wow, there's not much going on in this game, is
low-key.
there? I was
Actually.
like, damn. Sorry, we could just stack them.
Okay, I was gonna say.
Leave
Yeah.
them there.
Nice job.
Thank you.
You know, you guys were actually pretty close.
Good
for,
game.
like, most
That was
of
wild.
it.
Hey, good game.
Yeah. Nice job.
It's all you, little homie. That really almost,
Yeah.
really almost messed me
It's
up.
all you.
Yeah. When you kept saying it, I was like, damn. I thought you were going to say it in your head when you're like, hold on. And you backed away, but then you kept humming it. And I'm like,
Yeah.
Sean's going to hear it.
Yeah,
For
low-key.
sure get it at this
Low-key.
point.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I like in my head, it's not as like effective as like hearing it audibly. I guess.
Yeah, that's what happened with me in the Sora
Oh, the
quote.
Sora
was
thing,
like,
yeah,
see,
yeah.
I heard it in my head, but saying it out loud helped
Yeah.
me
Yeah.
get it better.
Yeah.
Well, nice job. Hopefully I didn't make it too hard for some of them.
No.
But
No, I
that was
like
great.
this. It was good.
all right.
I'd like to say, once again, I'm him. When it comes to quotes, it's all his brain is good for. Movie
Not me.
quotes, video game quotes.
Bro.
No, the Mario Auditore one.
That one was
That
wild.
one, I see. I
That
was
one's-
gonna,
that was
because I was
tight.
like looking up some of them, and I was like, I saw like the It's a Me Mario, and it was like N64 Mario, and I was like, that's super easy.
Mm-hmm.
So I kept scrolling, and I was like, oh shit, he says it in
Yeah.
Assassin's
Yeah.
Creed too. I forgot about that.
Because that one was so like obvious
Yeah.
that I was like, all right, I'm just gonna do like a meme answer
Yeah.
because I think it'd be funny.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, what Mario game can I like pull from, or should I say Luigi? No, it's blah blah blah. And then I was like, wait a minute, he says that in Assassin's Creed too. I was like, wait a minute, what if that's actually the answer? So I just I fired regardless.
I got mentally crossed up. It's crazy.
No, it's because you had one before that was also pretty obvious.
Yeah.
I forgot which one it
Duke
was.
Nukem and then the Kratos one were right
The
before
Kratos one, that one was really obvious. So it was like two obvious ones in a row. I was like, wait a minute, hold on. Wait a minute.
Yeah. Plus yesterday when we were talking, just kept saying boy.
Also
true.
Yeah.
Boy. Yeah. Boy. So today's main topic of conversation, as I said before, we're going to be, kind of giving our reviews and just talking generally about Last of Us 2 and God of War Ragnarok.
Yep.
We're going to start with God of War Ragnarok because 2 of the 3 of us have finished it, so we don't want to get too in-depth and spoil it. You can guess who didn't finish it. That's okay. So yeah, let's start with, should we start with the one who didn't finish?
Yes. You go first and then we'll...
Okay.
Based on what you've played.
Yeah, so what do you think so far?
So I guess I'm not very far, but spoilers to anyone who hasn't played it at all and wants to play it. I only like 5 missions, like main missions deep. So
right.
like a fifth of the game way through. So I just got to I just finished the part where you like break Freya's curse, and I left Vanaheim, and did all the side stuff there, and then now I'm doing the find the elf temple, which I didn't realize. No, I can't do right now. I find the first key. Anyway, but it's good so far. I liked it. I did fall off for a bit once it got to the first open part of Alfheim. And then when I came back to it, I was like, it was not as crazy as I thought it was, so it wasn't that bad. But me playing all day yesterday, with 2 or 3 open area parts, that's what kind of, I was like, oh boy.
Yeah. No,
but,
that's one of my things with this game was I think the open area, and I'll bring up open area stuff later when we're talking about Last of Us, but I think the open area stuff is fine. I just think it's God damn it.
It becomes a more of a chore at some point because there's items there, so it's you want to get them, but it's also you don't feel
I don't want to do it.
I don't want to stay here for 3 hours on each world to then have to come back anyway for
because the first game when you played through it. Me, I didn't do pretty much any side content except for the Valkyries in the first game. And that's because I wanted
I could not beat the Valkyries.
I just wanted to get the Infinity Gauntlet stuff. No, so that's mostly why. And that stuff, the side content didn't feel intrusive to the main games. I felt like I could just go through the main game fine. Not have to worry about it. But in this game, something about it, the side content felt more hey, bro, you're gonna want to do this. Yeah, you're gonna want to stick here for 3 to 6 hours. Yeah. Instead of just playing the game.
I mean, some of the characters blatantly say hey, we could do this stuff before.
Remember, there's stuff around.
It's that's Atreus all the time. He's we don't have to keep adventure. We can check here.
But then when I start looting, they're like, dang, bro, you really don't miss any loot though.
Yeah.
That's so trying to get diesel.
I will give the game credit to that where when you are doing things, I feel like they have dialogue for all kinds of situations, which is a cool thing to notice.
Yeah, mechanically that's very good.
Yeah.
What if you had to give it a number score?
I was going to say
right now.
Well, I do enjoy it. Overall so far, it's pretty good. I don't know what else came out that year. It was 2 years ago. God of War 2
it competed with Elden Ring.
Oh, never mind. Never mind.
And I forget what else. I just know that those were the top 2 that year, and everyone was like, "It's going to be one of those." That win.
I understand Elden Ring winning then. If that was the year it came out, but I like it a lot so far. I think. From where I am, I would give it. I'll give it 2. Purely off of the story stuff and the kind of in the way side stuff. That's not doesn't feel super. I'd give it low key an 8, maybe 8.5, maybe out of 10. Okay. But with going out of your way, because even the Vanaheim stuff, 3 ghosts on top of the Freya side stuff, on top of some other stuff in the area. So it's a little bit much, but on top of every puzzle at every island, I think with all of that stuff included, it's still pretty good. It takes me out of it a little bit. I give a 7 maybe, or a high 6, a 6.8 or something. You know what I mean?
The game overall, you're saying?
Just where I've been at. So how far what I've done so far. With all the other stuff, it's still pretty good. Yeah, I'll say it's a 7, but the side stuff take out of it a little bit. But with just the like story stuff, I give it like what I say, like 8.5. Yeah, I give it like a so far.
Okay.
It could go up, it could go down, like because once again I'm still relatively early, but yeah.
All right, I'll give my score and then kind of go off of that. I would say base game itself, I would give as well, like also like an 8.5 with the Valhalla DLC added in because of story reasons. I would bump it up to maybe a 9.
Okay.
Only because I feel like it does a lot to close on like certain things in the game, and it definitely gives you more things to like learn about in the game, and it addresses a lot of things. I don't want to spoil anything, but I do think it brings up the general rating for me for the game because it added so much to it.
I just thought about Austin hasn't played it, right?
We'll tell him not to watch this
don't watch
episode.
this.
Okay.
We're not spoiling God of War, though. We're not really doing well, you gave some spoilers.
Yeah, I did say spoiler right beforehand, but hopefully he'll skip a couple minutes.
We'll let him know
that
true.
We'll give him a time code.
And maybe edit a little spoiler warning.
That's also true.
In
That's
there
also
at some
true.
point. But yeah, so the open world stuff for me, my thing about games that are open world is I am a dungeon crawler. If I go into a dungeon or I go to a place, I need to look at every single corner. I need to get every single item. And I hate it because it takes me hours sometimes. But it's just the need to like complete something to its fullest. So like that's my problem with this game every now and then is like I would complete like a main mission and like I'd have like the part where I can explore. And then I open the map and it's like, look at all these things that you don't have, and I'm like,
I just felt that wave of like, oh my god, like brush over me just thinking about it.
That was me, like also like with Spider-Man 2.
Yeah,
every time I open up the map, I just see all those things that I haven't gotten for that.
With
part.
Spider-Man 2, it wasn't as bad
though.
because of how fast you can move throughout the map. I didn't mind it as much.
That's also true. For me, I think same how you feel about the God of Wars is how I felt about Spider-Man. For the first game, I didn't mind doing like all the side stuff as much, but I think in the second not to I guess get off track, but like that's where I felt like it felt a little bit like out of the way for some of the stuff, especially some of the spiders being like, "Hey, bro," like, I'm like, all right,
no,
bro.
Especially because of the fact that you did it for the first game, you probably did it for Miles as well, and then they expect you to do it a third time now, and it's like Jesus Christ, like how many? And not only that, when I did it on regular game. I did it on New Game Plus for Spider-Man 1. I did it regular game, New Game Plus for Miles, and then I did it regular Spider-Man 2. And I haven't finished my New Game Plus on Spider-Man 2, so it's like it's rough. But that's for me, like, because you would finish like, let's say Alfheim. I will give Alfheim some credit. To me, it didn't seem as boring in 2 as it was for me in 1. But what also saved it was that I did the open world and then it stops you at some point because you have to do other stuff and then come back.
That's true.
So it's nice to get a little bit of a break without having to like do everything in that one place. But another thing that like it's good and bad, I guess, is when you finish an area and you think you did everything and then you leave, you go somewhere else and then like you unlock an ability that lets you open this thing now. And it's like, hey, that's in every spot that you were just at. So you got to go back and do it all over again.
I like that in concept.
Yes.
And some games do it well.
Yeah.
God of War, every time I would see something and I knew I couldn't do anything with it, I'd be like,
damn it, bro.
What?
Yeah,
I don't want to come back. I just want to finish the area and just move on.
There'd be times where I'd see something and I'm like throwing everything I have to see if I could do it yet. And I'm like, and I just hear like Atreus and Ramir like, you don't have access or whatever.
I'm like, you don't have the magic for that.
Come on, bro.
You don't have the facilities for that, big man.
That's kind of how I'm even like less far in Jedi Fallen, the Star Wars Fallen Jedi.
Jedi Survivor.
What's the second one?
Survivor.
Fallen or
I haven't played either one.
Is it just Jedi Survivor?
I think it's Jedi Survivor.
I know Fallen Order is the first
Fallen
one.
Order. I thought it was like Fallen. What? Anyway, probably. I'm even less far in that game, and that's also very much how I feel about that game.
They have a lot of that in that game too.
There's like a decent amount of open world. That's kind of why. That's what really made me fall off that game. Like the first planet you go to, it's like hey bro, it's like there's a task you have to find somebody, but it's very much like this planet to explore, and I'm like, oh my god, bro,
please stop.
Yeah.
Please. I'm going to do it later. It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. But that game also, that one feels a little bit more like a chore for real, but hey.
Besides just the open world, I do want to highlight combat was kind of basically the same as God of War 1. Some stuff was different, and like some new combos were added, which is nice. There was something else that was added that I don't know if you got yet that I don't want to say. But having that helped refresh things because I feel like if it was just
make the same combo,
you know, I would probably get sick of it pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Also, I'm going to put this out there because I know people hate it. Playing as Atreus, honestly, kind of great.
Fire.
Yeah.
I like it a lot.
It helped. Sorry, it helped refresh me in the game again because I was like, Kratos is my boy.
Yeah.
But sometimes I get a little bored.
Yeah.
So being able to step away from him and not even have him around for a bit and just do things as Atreus was kind of nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Especially because like coming off of the first game, like kind of a similar issue with Spider-Man where the first game isn't different enough from the second game to feel like a new experience.
Yeah.
So it's like I came off of doing all these same moves and combos in the first game, so I'm already have all that experience there. So by the time I do it in the second game, it takes a lot less time before I'm like, all right, I'm tired of this.
Yeah.
So with Atreus gameplay happening, it refreshed things entirely because it's different and more interesting.
Yeah.
So not necessarily more interesting, but it makes it a better experience. I think.
Yeah. And honestly, like God of War 1, when you leave like Alfheim, you come out of like that portal that Kratos is in, and you see all them elf bodies and just Atreus. I was like, okay, I gotta see what it's like, man. I gotta see what it's like, and now I can, and I get it.
It's hard. Getting trained by Kratos, that's what happens your whole life. But I think that they do a good job so far. Once again, especially if you like do strictly the story mission stuff, like they do a good job of like breaking it up. So like Kratos and Atreus, just Atreus, Kratos and Atreus, just Kratos. Like I think they do a good job of that. Look, I will say, I think, okay, another spoiler. 3, 2, 1. I will say the Ironwood part a little too long for me.
Okay,
a little bit.
Was that
when you meet Angerboda
and you're
a little too long. But
I cannot agree more.
Yeah, but
it was a little too long.
Yeah, but I had a decent time. I like seeing their dynamic.
Yep.
But I think like I spent a little too long in that place.
Yeah.
I think
because it was a lot of like, do this, and come back.
Do
this now,
and then come back.
Yeah, it's like
exactly.
Can we just get to the point?
Yeah, exactly.
Get on my slow ass buffalo thing.
Yalla.
Get on the back of my slow buffalo thing as it walks around, and then we walk back, and then we walk around again, and then it walks back, and then we walk.
I do rock the Yalla though. Go.
True.
I will say, sorry, another spoiler. Another thing about the Atreus combat is once I got the turning into the wolf thing. That's hard.
True.
That's hard.
Finding out that he had that, I was
true.
Like, this is great.
This is heat. Okay.
Who needs Spartan rage?
Facts. And now I got the Valor. Because I was like thematically, Valor is cool for Kratos. So I've been using it, but like sometimes I'm like, I kind of miss the rage, bro. Which I can always. I always can go back, but I'm like, Sorry,
I was like hitting the wall.
Oh, sorry. But yeah, I think I prefer the rage a little bit, but once again, thematically for my boy, I'm gonna use the Valor a little bit just to, But,
yeah, it's good for like it's situational.
Yeah, true.
What's your overall? Oh no, you said 8 point or no?
It was like an 8, and then with
DLC potentially
like 9. Yeah.
Okay.
I'd love to talk about it, but I can't.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'll get there.
My opinion of God of War Ragnarok, I have a very head ass take.
Oh.
I've expressed this to them before.
Yeah.
I have a head ass take on
I'm
this.
Curious to hear it.
I will say my score is complicated.
Oh boy.
Okay.
I give it probably an 8.
Okay.
Because I love the story. The story is absolute.
The story is really good so far.
The story is fantastic. I loved every single piece of it. I love how all the characters grow and become the best versions of themselves. The themes of like parent and child and the different ways that relationship takes place within this game is expanded upon from the first game.
Yeah.
And it focuses a lot more on father and son for this one. But it's amazing.
Yeah.
The head ass take
Oh boy.
goes that when it comes to this game, I very much would have rather just watched a YouTube video like God of War Ragnarok full movie, all cutscenes.
Okay.
I think that's how I would have rather experienced the game. I don't know if it's because I was trying to get done with it so fast, but it was just like any time you would like do something in the main story and then you'd have to like run back to another area.
That's true.
And then and then in between you running back to get to the next story beat, it's like, oh, you're now being encountered by another like 10 minions that you have to fight.
That's true.
Oh, take 3 steps. Oh, here's another 10 minions. Take 4 more steps. Here's another 3 minions. Every single time I was like, just let me run back. Just let me run back and get to the next thing.
Yeah.
Like the combat, while I do think that all the different weapons make it a lot varied. Like all the combat feels different from each other, and that's good. That's awesome. Mm-hmm. But I got so bored.
I feel that
so fast. That's why I fell off. Also, Alfheim sucks. Stop putting Alfheim in the game. It sucked. Oh,
sorry. Keep going.
Alfheim sucked in the first game. Alfheim sucks in the second game. It's a little bit better in the second game, but it still sucks. And I hate those sections so much.
Yikes.
And I get so bored. I fell off of God of War 1 during Alfheim. I fell off of God of War 2 during Alfheim. And then I eventually went back for both games to like power through it. But it was I really just did not like Alfheim. Huh?
I can't say dang for that second one. I also fell off for Alfheim in the second game. But I don't, once again, I think I was the opposite. Wait, no. Sorry, you said you liked Alfheim. Oh, yeah, I was the opposite. Where I actually kind of liked Alfheim in the first game, but the second one, it felt a little bit like, why am I even here? Yeah. Like a little bit.
And also, the Alfheim sections are just too long. I think they just need. If they shorted. I was just hoping in the second one would be shorter, but then it ended up being long as hell. I was like, oh my
god. Low key. Facts. I was like, no offense. Like the concept of like the light elf, dark elf war thing is cool, but I was like,
It's interesting. I like the world building. It's just everything surrounding it. I'm just so bored. Exactly. I just don't want to keep doing this.
For Kratos being like, I despise war now. Don't get like let's just go, bro. You don't got to get involved. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. One of my notes has said almost every time that I would be moving along in between sections of a mission and they throw more goons at you to kill, I would dread having to actually do it. The story is so good and the gameplay became monotonous at best, boring at worst. Despite like the different feelings of the weapons. However, the boss fights do not fit into this category. All of the boss fights are good.
Those are
true.
Bro,
there isn't a single one that I didn't like.
Great.
Yeah. Well, even then in the first game, I really only liked the humanoid bosses.
Oh, dang.
The very few of them that there were. But in this game, every single boss that I fought, I liked.
You like monsters and
monsters, the humanoid ones, all that stuff.
Yeah, even like the area ones that were like for like like side quest stuff.
Like the
I didn't do a whole lot of. I avoided most of the side quests.
Understandable.
So I was trying
to.
Yeah.
Sorry. The Thor fight. That's early. It's not really like a spoiler. It's like the first like 30 minutes of the game. Anyway, hard. That one was dope.
Yeah.
I just did I don't know how you say it. Needhog. Yeah. That one. It got a little like tedious like by the end of it, but it was still hard. I liked that one a lot. Like the concept of like the rift like fighting and the stuff like that was cool. It was cool for sure.
It's really cool.
Also the way you killed it, wild. Anyway, also the Frey. Sorry, spoilers again. The Freya Kratos team up, I was like,
honestly, I love Freya. I love Freya in the first game, and I love her in this.
The energy she brings to Kratos is just great. You get to see a different side of him than like when he's just with Atreus.
Yeah, she's over here trying to spit parables and whatnot. She was like, "Hey, bro, I'm old as hell too, bro. You don't gotta do this, look here.
We're both adults, man.
Facts.
Yeah, lucky.
But I do agree. The boss fights are great, and one thing that God of War does like amazing with boss fights is the cinematic aspect of it.
Yes,
absolutely.
It's not like it's dragged on. It's just that the flowing from fighting something to doing a cutscene to doing like a quick time event to jumping back into fighting something. It is done great every single time.
Facts.
And it's creative. My only complaint is that the most creative fight, or the fight where the most creative thing happens, is the first fight with Thor.
Oh,
that's true.
Yeah. When he like brings you back to life, basically.
That was hard.
That was cool, but unfortunately, nothing else lives up to like that moment.
Yeah, when games do that, like you die and you're like, I gotta restart, and then like it's like, nah, just kidding.
Yep.
Bah,
that was cool.
Thor's dope.
No, true.
Especially because it's always funny because you're like, God damn it, I just died. But then like you have him talking shit to you, and he brings you back. Like, oh shit!
Oh yeah. No, I can't wait to run into him again, low key.
Yeah. No, Thor's cool. All the characters are cool.
Yeah.
And yeah.
I will say
much, but
they do
I know.
spoilers for everything. For like Spider-Man in this, and I'm very much
that would have been me. Sorry.
I was gonna say that me. Appreciative. I really rock with like the narrative that's in both games that's been happening of like the younger character kind of taking on the role. Like I very much like with Miles and Peter. I'm excited for that. Yeah, I'm excited for that journey in the next game to see how that goes. I hope they change his funk ass fit. And then same thing with this one. I'm very like, as much as I don't want my boy to die, Kratos, that's my guy. But like it's prophesized. I know the whole thing is trying to fight anyway. But I'm excited to see like Atreus step into his own, especially like with the parts of already playing like him being on his own. I like it a lot. I'm excited for that journey.
I will say, just to wrap this section up, the DLC, I did play some of it. I didn't finish it.
Oh, nice.
Despite my critiques of the combat getting boring, the DLC being focused on that changes the game.
Yeah.
The DLC is actually really, really good because it focuses just
like breaking up.
There's some story stuff in there that's important.
Yeah.
But you're not, again, like with the Atreus section, sitting on a yak, walking around for 20 minutes until like it's like fight, more of action, story, fight, action. It's quick and it gets it.
Yep.
Yeah.
And also like it's kind of encouraged to like focus on one weapon type for each run.
Okay.
So like one run I did the Leviathan axe, one run I did the Blades of Chaos, and then so on. So like it definitely improves it for sure.
Yeah. And like, you know, if you like roguelikes, you're going to enjoy it because it's got your boons, it's got your like things that boost certain, you know, parts of your character. It's just all around great. And like this, like you said, the story, it's done as you're playing. Like you just hear someone talking as you're fighting enemies or when you're done. It's not drawn out. There are some cutscenes, but they're not drawn out. So it helps keep you still in the game.
Okay.
Yeah. So like I said, me personally, I would have rather just watched all the cutscenes on YouTube because I'm telling you, every single time, I would be like, no, please. They would start to let you walk, and then I would see an open area.
Yeah,
and I'm like,
please,
God, Ares.
I felt that a lot in Vanaheim for sure. Vanaheim was the most recent place, but like going through the jungle with Freya, I was like, bro, what are we doing? Like,
listen, I appreciate that they want players to really sink into these games.
Yeah.
Stop making mazes in every like map and every level design.
Facts.
It's like I see a waypoint on the map that I want to get to. I see a path that leads there. Then I get there's a fucking wall.
Yeah.
So then there's actually like a secret path that you have to
to
go through and blah 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 blah. And I'm like, I work a full-time job. I don't have time for this. Please, just let me get to the thing that I see on the map.
Yeah.
Like, don't make it straightforward. Make some challenge between it, but it doesn't have to be this like secret. That's like one of my problems with Elden Ring too, is that like you'll see like a pathway on the map, but then you get there and it's like, oh, there's actually no way to get there from this area, so you have to go all the way around and find a secret portal and then to go all this and do this and that.
Just reminded me of a secret portal I forgot to do today.
That's how I am with like the mountaintop of the Giants little part area that we're at right now because we're past it now. But like that last map piece at the top, I walked over and I was like, okay, I'm just gonna go this path, and I looked and was like, how the hell do I get down there? Like, so I'm not gonna get it. Yet, so.
Are you talking about the one top left?
Yes.
Yeah, that's the Hauga tree.
Yeah, you get the rolled medallion. You gotta go back to
makes sense.
deck to
I can do that now. So
so you're good to go.
Okay, never mind. Hey, you know what? I take it back. My fault.
No, it's still
I still mean it, but
Any final thoughts on God of War before we close it out?
Just story's fantastic. 8 out of 10.
8, I think. All around.
Yeah. Until I guess whenever I finish it, I'll come back and I'll just say the review.
Like the next episode or two. Just by the way, it's now 7.
Yeah. By the way, it's 3. Yo, what happened? I hate the way it ended. I'm kidding.
But on to the next game, and honestly, the one that we're probably going to yap about the most because we've all
sir.
finished
A lot
it.
to talk about.
Yeah, there's a lot of like controversies with the game and a lot of like things that showed up.
Yeah,
but Last of Us 2. Should we start with you again, or I guess start with him because he finished? But I feel like you got the most.
We can start with me this time.
Okay.
So here's what I wrote at the top of my notes.
Okay.
The Last of Us 2 notes. Overall score 7 out of 10.
Okay.
Oh wow. Okay.
But that might be me being generous to it because I was like watching.
That's
generous.
I thought that was like I don't know. I thought you were
I was like more than God of War. Okay.
I think
we're gonna dive into it.
We'll talk about it. It's complicated.
Just talk about
right now where I sit right now, and when I was making the notes, I think 7 out of 10 is fair.
So is this based on what you remember playing or based on what you watched?
A little bit of both.
Okay,
a little bit of both.
Fair.
I don't think giving it a 6 is
too much.
Fair. I think it might be too low.
Okay,
but
6.7.
7 I think is where I'm sitting currently. But I could be swayed. I could be swayed otherwise. But the main section of this is that it said overall score 7 out of 10 shouldn't have won Game of the Year.
No,
true.
I agree with
that.
I'm a Last of Us 2 defender, but I still cannot understand why it won game. Well, I know why. It's because they didn't win Game of the Year the first time for the first one.
Wait, really?
That's
came out that year.
Anyway, I think Overwatch won over it, didn't it?
Hell,
are you serious?
I think that was the year Overwatch came out.
I mean, I guess that makes sense because Overwatch was super duper hyped for that whole year or two that it was out. But damn, that's crazy. To lose to like a multiplayer
that's
game?
Crazy.
Let alone Overwatch.
Yeah,
Last of Us won. Oh, Grand Theft Auto 5.
Oh, I get it.
Oh, that
makes
sense.
Yeah,
that kind of makes sense because that also held like
yeah.
That shit was still getting played to this day. Honestly,
true.
What was it? Was it 2012? When did Overwatch come out? Oh, 2016.
Overwatch came out.
Yeah, because it was our senior
Shit.
year of high school.
Overwatch came out 2016.
Yeah.
Oh, me, I thought it was been around longer.
I thought so too.
No, because it came out and we were talking about
playing
it
at
in
Pete's
game
house.
dev.
That's right.
What the
beta.
hell?
Yeah.
Not Pete, the game. Yeah. So that's my it's a little conspiratorial, but that's my thing is that Last of Us 1, for as good as it was, didn't win Game of the Year that year.
Oh,
so they gave it to it as
I can agree with that though.
Ghost of
like a
Tsushima
legacy
should have won.
Ghost of
bro.
Tsushima,
What
but
else?
Final Fantasy came
Final
out.
Fantasy
Ghost of
too.
Tsushima came
Yeah.
out. I think there was a third one. I can't remember.
That was
But
really big that
Ghost of
year.
Tsushima probably would have been my pick for Game of the Year.
I think,
And if not that, Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
Last of Us was like third or fourth on the
Yeah.
list.
Well,
For
we
me.
don't want to derail too much. From
Yeah,
Ghost of
sorry,
Tsushima.
a little too much.
Yeah. That's tough.
God.
I think now playing Last of Us, I think it probably
Yeah, she
goes
just beat
Ghost, Last of Us, Final Fantasy for me. Because Final Fantasy was goated, but Final Fantasy hit very hard, but
Do you think some distance in between it might have changed it for you?
what do you mean?
Like being so far away from Last of Us, or sorry, from Final Fantasy, like you had a lot of time to really sit with it and be like, I think it's a little bit less good than Last of Us is.
It did well with the story. I think it did the story for, obviously it's adapting from the original story, but I think for me, once again, playing it and having some distance now, the main thing that I enjoyed from Jesus Christ, Final Fantasy probably was more so the combat over the story.
Okay.
Whereas with Last of Us, it's vice versa.
Okay.
Because combat in Last of Us it's
I think when talking about this Last of Us discussion, I'm gonna start with my gameplay stuff.
Yep.
Okay.
So we can kind of discuss the gameplay stuff
okay.
first. My notes, I said solid gameplay, very good stealth mechanics.
True.
The weapons.
Do you want? Should we give our ratings?
Oh,
and
first.
then
Oh, yeah,
just
everybody-
kind of
yeah,
breaking
yeah,
it
yeah,
up in
okay.
segments.
Yeah. Everybody
So
give
you
a
said
rating.
7.7. Okay, I would probably give it a 7.5. 7.5.
Okay.
That's kind of where I am.
Yikes. Oh, yikes.
Are you high?
Maybe because I've played it I'm
It is
so close
freshest
to
for
it
you,
still.
yeah.
Well, it's been 2 months now.
Yeah,
but,
something like that.
I would give it. Well, I mean, that's how I feel.
Listen, that's how you feel. No
I
problem.
think I'd give it 8.5.
Okay.
I enjoyed
okay.
it a lot.
Hell yeah.
Once I
Nice.
finally got back to it.
Yeah.
I took a break. I took a break as I do with every game, but I enjoyed it a lot. There was some stuff where I was like, you don't got to do this, but overall, I enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Yeah. I think gameplay, solid gameplay, good stealth, like I said.
Absolutely.
The
man.
weapons are all satisfying to use.
Yeah.
Like in a lot of
Especially-
third-person shooters, it could feel kind of samey or
Yeah.
whatever, but from the bow to the stuff you get with
Especially
Abby.
especially with the difference between weapons for each
Yeah.
character.
True. I
that
do
too.
like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all really good.
Yeah.
They kind of loaded up Abby a little bit, in my opinion.
They gave her a lot of shit.
True.
She had that
That's
semi-automatic
Yeah,
rifle. I was
that's
like,
crazy.
Who got
at least still got the hunting rifle, bro.
Yeah, I think she had like an MP5 or something like that. But like, that was
I was like, dang. Was
Uh,
Ellie or Abby the one who got the super diesel pistol or whatever?
like
Probably
the-
Abby, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, Ellie had like a snub-nosed revolver,
Yeah,
but I think
that's
Abby
what
had
it
like a
was.
proper one or something.
Yeah.
Also, she got the
That was hard.
MP5 at the end,
Oh, she did?
pretty much.
Yeah.
In the,
Oh, that's
in the
right,
California
that's right.
part.
Yeah, that's
I
right.
was like,
The Rattlers.
now
That's
we get a
funny.
really
That's
good gun.
crazy.
That's
Yeah.
funny. I didn't even. That's hilarious. You can actually feel the upgrades, that you equip
Yes,
actually
yeah.
make a
True.
difference.
Facts.
Because in most games,
Like,
when you're upgrading stuff, it's like give you a 1.5%
Yeah, like weapon
increase
sway.
in weapon, and blah blah blah, and it's like you can't
Yeah.
really feel it.
Yeah.
But in
Or
Last of
this
Us,
one, I was like,
you can
okay, I'm
actually
30 right
feel
now.
it, yeah.
Or the way
Yeah.
it works normally with other games is I feel like you upgrade it and you just see the damage get
Yeah.
better.
Yeah,
But this
true.
one you realize you're
It's like,
reloading
I'm a lot more
faster.
accurate.
You're
and
more
stuff
accurate with
that,
the
yeah.
scope and stuff.
Yeah.
Like it's great.
I want you. Me. I'm not a sniper boy, so the scope for every gun was the last thing I did on every
Yeah,
gun.
fair enough.
Not me. I'm a stealth boy. Stay
Yes,
far
sir.
away. Take them all
Not
out.
me. You also know me. I'm like, I'm a stealth, and then
yeah.
Look-y.
I like that different ways of playing can yield different results.
Absolutely.
So, if you
Yeah.
want to run and gun, you can.
Yeah.
If you want to do it stealthily, you can do that
Yeah.
too, and they're both effective in their own way.
Absolutely.
I like that a lot. A lot of people made fun of the mechanic, of them calling out their names and stuff like that when they died.
What?
What do you mean?
A lot of people were like, "Oh my god, you feel so bad." Whenever you kill one, it'd be like, "Jerry, they got Jerry.
Like
that mechanic. People are like making fun of that.
That's how.
Yeah, me, I'm like, hell yeah, Jerry's dead.
Fuck you, Jerry.
True. Like,
I shouldn't have been an asshole.
You shouldn't have talked to me about the money, Jerry. But yeah, I like that mechanic.
Yeah,
it
me
makes
too.
it feel a little bit more real
Like,
because these are people who are friends and
have a
and
whole
love
life
each other.
outside
And
of,
that's
literally the point of the game.
Exactly.
Like for Joel.
We'll get into that for
Yeah,
It's not
stories.
just
story
Soldier
stuff.
1 and Soldier 2.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So it makes it feel a little bit more real, and I personally really enjoyed that. Ellie and Abby feel similar enough, but different enough that like makes their play styles like cool.
Yeah.
Like I like that. Like so with Ellie, you have the pocket knife, and that's what you mostly use for your melee, and you can also infinitely kill clickers with it because you always have that knife.
Yeah.
Where with Abby, you're piecing up zombies, so you have to make shivs to kill clickers. But
it's kind of crazy because she's coming from like a soldier base.
You
would think they would
have knives, like a combat knife or something.
Yeah,
but I like that. I still like the choice.
No, it is cool.
Makes it feel different. But realistically,
you got to put true.
I was a little spoiled. I was like playing as Abby. I'm like, what the hell is this? I gotta make knives again? Come on.
We got rid of this.
Yeah, realistically, they should probably have like a combat knife or something
or at least
like that.
I'm saying get me. Oh, you can pick up machetes, I guess, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, but that's the thing about that one because you can pick up stuff, but it
still breaks.
It still breaks, yeah.
Whereas that pocket knife holder strong.
Yeah, the pocket knife is that's
it's not indestructible.
Adamantium pocket knife. Vibranium. No, her arms are made of vibranium.
There you go. Facts.
Game looks great. There's no doubt about that. Game looks fantastic.
Definitely.
It's kind of it's where I think games should exist. Like for the most part, like I think some games like Call of Duty and stuff, they do too much when it comes to getting realistic.
Yeah.
But Last of Us is realistic, but also still somewhat stylized.
Yeah.
And that's where I think most, like at least games that want to have like realistic graphics that aren't like completely stylized should operate. It's like yes, you know, it looks real enough, but you know it's not real. So no matter what, it's never going to look fully real to you.
Yeah.
So eventually you start sacrificing other things to make it look more real. And it's like, I'd rather you I'd rather it be stylized.
That sweet middle ground.
Exactly.
But I think with that, for me, like with Last of Us, I think the world building was kept as realistic as possible.
Yeah.
Like
True.
seeing the city like being run down and like the like as time progresses, like how just run down it is. Buildings are broken. You have grass growing all over places that wouldn't have been normally. I think that's done really well. And I think like the more stylistic choices come from like the character, development, or character design more so. Because like just visually looking at it, everything though, the water, the boats, the buildings, like everything
like,
looks so
beautiful.
Those like environmental storytelling is on point.
Yeah, and for
It's
a post-apocalyptic
amazing.
game, like it does like the visual really well.
Yeah, it's certainly one of the best at it for sure.
I will say with that, like the environmental storytelling, I will, and this is coming from a Dragon Age fan, you know what I mean? But keeping the notes that you find relatively like short and sweet, but like they get the message across.
Yes.
A1, because I don't want to, like, no offense, I don't want to sit there for like 10 minutes reading a letter that I'm going to forget in like 20 years. 20 minutes. 20 years.
Wow, it really sticks with you.
Yeah. 40's like, damn, what's that note again?
I agree. I think keeping notes short and sweet that tell the story, but also give you a hint as to who the character was that wrote the note. I like that. I hate picking up a fucking book in Skyrim, having to read the whole fucking thing just to.
If I open a book in Skyrim and I don't see like this increase or this is what you get, I put that shit away, throw it away. I don't need it.
I don't have time for
if the book costs over, or the book, I can sell the book for a little bit of bread. I'll keep it. But other than that, I don't care.
I didn't come here to read.
It's frustrating when that happens. So I like that as well. Beyond the looks of the game sounds fantastic.
Well, that's why it won like the most. It was like the best
like sound design
or something?
No, oh god. Most accessible because it does well in every single like sense department.
Yeah, that is 100%. I will ride or die for Last of Us 2. Should have it did, but it like no matter. There's no game that compared to Last of Us 2 when it came to accessibility.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's so much stuff that makes it better, even for people who aren't like disabled or anything like that. Like they have like an auto pickup option, so when you walk past stuff, you don't automatically pick it up.
Know that.
And that changes the game. I'm not
crazy.
wearing out my triangle button, picking
crazy.
stuff up. It's amazing.
Damn, I wish I knew.
So I like that a lot.
Yeah.
The gameplay loop is very satisfying. And that's really all I can say about that.
Because they do the
what loop?
walking
gameplay loop.
What does that mean?
So like, see, it's one of those things where I know like kind of what it means, but like I can't really describe it. It's essentially like the feel of like the gameplay itself and like how it repeats itself.
Okay.
Whether or not that gets like stale. So like for example, the gameplay loop in God of War got boring for me.
I was just gonna say,
it's like when you're finding things.
Yeah.
Okay.
And,
I agree with
like
that.
the mechanics and things of that nature. Where the gameplay loop here didn't necessarily get boring.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Completely.
As quickly.
Yeah.
Well, we'll talk about it.
I was gonna say, because even with the like similar to God of War, well, better than God of War, with like getting into a situation, because bro, realistically, as long as it wasn't like one of the like main story like encounters, the situation is relatively similar every time I got into combat in Last of Us, but it didn't feel like it was still different enough. Like with making like the people that you fight like somewhat unique, with like once again like the Joey, and like the setting changing a little bit, and like it being like how they, I don't know, like basically like each combat encounter, even though it was relatively like, oh, you pull up on a group of people, they're trying to kill you, you initially start off stealthing around and you kill them, but it felt different enough to where like it was still cool. Whereas with God, and also wasn't as frequent with like God of War, it's like take 3 steps, like you said, and fight people, and it's like the same setup every time.
They weren't random encounters.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But this one felt a lot better for sure.
Certainly. Is there anything you wanted to add to that point, or?
Yeah, with the combat, because I don't play this way, but I think it's funny and cool that people do. But like seeing people like on TikTok, like
professional
sprinting,
Last of Us players,
throw a brick at someone, shoot someone else in the
Bow.
head, stab the guy they hit with the brick, and then like that thing is so
I'm
cool
like,
to me.
oh my.
I cannot execute that at all, which is
feel
why
that.
I'm just a take it slow, stealth kind
Yeah.
of a player.
Yeah.
But it is rewarding on both ends. You can go loud, and it's just as fun as just being stealthily and like taking people out.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think having like all the guns available that they gave you were great. You had like your close range guns, you had your long range, your medium range, your quiets, ones that are
Like the
naturally
melee.
quiet, ones that you have to build a suppressor for, and melee as well.
All the way.
Yeah, I think it's really good.
The utility, but like the Molotovs and stuff like that.
Yeah, all
those,
all the items, being able to like
Them
use like
having-
your sense to find people like around and like clickers and stuff.
Yep.
Yeah.
No,
Really,
the
really good.
crafting in Last of Us.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
It feels good to do it. It's easy. It's simple to understand.
Yeah.
The UI of it is really cool.
Yeah.
It's
yeah.
They knew what they were doing with
And
that.
the skill tree. The skill tree was
Skill
pretty
tree was actually
effective
really good,
too.
too.
I forgot about that.
That
for a
counts
second.
for like the upgrades that I was talking about earlier,
Yeah.
like weapons and even like the when you pop up pills and shit.
Yeah.
That those upgrades,
Yeah.
you could feel them in game,
Yeah.
where instead of it just being like a passive thing, where
Like
it's
your
like
sense
I
being
guess it's
super
faster.
heightened.
Yeah.
I think there was one for like gun control and stuff. And I think there was like multiple things to build into as well.
Yeah.
Like different types of skills from what I remember.
Like
not really skill trees, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
like stealth,
Like skill
melee,
lines.
Yeah.
like
There you go.
aiming with guns and stuff like that. I like that.
Yeah.
I will say, as much as when I figured it out, I was like, damn, I'm putting that work for nothing. I do appreciate, not like for nothing, but I was like, damn, we're just giving stuff away for free. I do appreciate that if you like missed like a skill tree book thing, that it will pop up again later.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because
I
I
didn't
was
know
watching.
that. I was panicked. I was like, I gotta explore everything to
Nah,
make sure I
low-key.
get them.
Low key, because I got like, I forget which one it was, like the third like skill tree book you get with like Ellie or whatever, like relatively early. But I was watching, I think like Burley's you play, and he like missed it and was like, yo, but then he was able to get it again later on. I was like, okay.
I can't remember when you switch to Abby. Do your skills transfer over, or do you restart with her?
No,
You
I think
restart.
she has
You
different
start, right?
skills.
Yeah, different skills. Yeah,
That's right. I couldn't remember.
Yeah.
I haven't played this game in like 2
Yeah,
years.
it's been a long time.
I watched just all the cutscenes like 2 days ago.
Yeah. No, I will say when I tried replaying the game, and this is something I'll kind of bring up a little bit later, but when I tried replaying the game, I had such a difficult time
really?
getting myself to do it.
Dang.
But
That's how I
say,
am with a lot of games, though. It's unfortunate.
I will say though, cheats, unlimited
I
ammo,
forgot- I
resources.
forgot they had
Yeah,
that.
you can-
Oh my god, it
Yeah.
makes it so.
Whenever-
Dude,
Yeah, now you
Yeah.
can just have fun. You don't
now
gotta,
I'm
like-
out here being a Last of Us professional.
Facts.
Bow, bow, big bow. It's
Now
awesome.
I'm Joel
Damn.
for real.
Yeah.
Now I feel like those videos are all cheaters. Probably.
I mean, probably.
I didn't
yeah.
think about that
maybe.
till now.
Like, yeah,
Maybe,
yeah.
probably.
But some of the cheating in like where that's where they get
Yeah,
the
yeah.
resources.
Yeah.
They
So
still
not
gotta put the
cheating
skill
isn't
in.
like
Yeah, true,
they're not
true.
good. But
Yeah,
it's just
yeah.
like, damn, I thought they were really like.
That's
They really
You
just had
know?
all the resources went
Yeah.
crazy.
That's all. This is a wild tangent, but like that when you saw that video, like you talking about like the professionals. That's how I felt the first time I saw like somebody good at like Dishonored playing the game.
Yeah.
because playing like that
man.
as a kid, I was just like, yeah.
Yeah.
But when I saw somebody like distract, go up here, teleport, kill, go, I was
Yeah.
like, you can do all
Yeah,
that. I was like,
it's
golly,
crazy.
I can't think that fast.
I love
but-
like stealth games that
Yeah.
like even like watching like professional what is it, Metal Gear 5?
I was gonna bring that up. Yeah, Metal Gear 5
like that too. I'm like, okay.
even like seeing like a lot of the shit that like Donkey would do in his videos. It's just like it's crazy the shit that you can do in these types of games. Key. It's awesome.
Yeah.
So this one is a big thing for me. Too much open world shit that just wastes your time. I almost fell off of the game at the beginning because when you get to Seattle with Ellie and Dina, and it's just like a big open section, and they're like, "Oh, we got a map now. You're gonna go here to where here to where the X is, and there's some shops in between where you can look for some stuff and stuff." And I'm just like, what? The first game was linear.
Yeah.
You could obviously explore the areas that you were in, but it was mostly linear. And that serves this game so much better because the point, like the thing this game really wants to focus on is the story.
Yeah.
And you don't want to waste people's time when you're trying to tell a story.
Yeah.
And like the open world stuff, it's like, all right, cool. I get it. I know it's popular. I know a lot of people like it. But I don't think this game fits the open world model because of how heavily story based it is, and that's how I feel.
For the open world aspect, I don't think it affected like me as much as you because like I feel like you and I have different takes on open world like aspects.
No, we do. No, we have a similar take, but also different.
Yeah,
we're both the type of person where when we're in an open world scenario, you want to search and do everything. But the way that affects me is that I'm like, don't give it to me then.
Yeah,
because I'm going to spend hours upon hours trying to look for everything, and if I don't, I'm going to get anxiety about it. So just don't do it.
Yeah,
just give me linear, please.
Yeah, like for me, like when I see something like I said, I have to finish it all. If it does become super like if I'm in one area and it's taking me 4 hours to clear it, and that's not like a skill issue thing where like I'm just dying. It's just it's taking me that long to find stuff. That's when I start to get like annoyed by it. But I feel like that game, it did it a couple times, but not very often. Because for me, a lot of it was like you're running down this corridor. It's not really a corridor, but like the middle of the city, and there's like parts on the left and right side that you have to like kind of go and check out or like go up and down. So for me, I'm like I need to explore every little floor, every little room that I can go through. But I do think it rewarded you kind of well because it was like you would go and find something, you get a gun. Yeah. It's like, oh God, finally something like new that I can try out.
See, but like the thing is like the guns and stuff, they were always in your like path to like it wasn't like if I go out and venture out, then I'll find a gun that I wouldn't get otherwise. It's like the guns are always in the pathway to like progression as opposed to like a side thing. You know what I mean?
Well, unless they did the same thing with the guns where you could get them later on too. But sorry, I thought I was like, but because I know at least like for that first Seattle part, which is where I also fell off for that game too at first. That like you get the shotgun like in the bank where like if you didn't like do the map thing and then go there, I don't know. I don't think you would.
I think you had to go to the bank.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, because a lot of the places in the like the places that were like marked on the map, you had to go to find like the gas tank.
If you went to the place, then they'd be like, oh, you have to get this for. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
So that's why I said in my notes I said it just inevitably like pads game time as opposed to being meaningful.
Yeah, that's true.
And it's on it, and even the game knows that because they effectively abandon it. Like maybe like
I was gonna say
the game.
That's what I was gonna say. It doesn't affect me as much as like with God of War because every aspect of God of War is open world. So and it's all like you need to do these things, check them all off. Yeah. Whereas like Last of Us, it doesn't show you what you're missing necessarily. So I feel less anxiety like knowing like or like not knowing what I might have missed. I guess if I managed to miss a spot. But yeah, I feel like they did open world better than God of War in that aspect, but a couple of times it was a little dragged on, and I don't like when games add
waste
things.
Time.
Which since I brought it up, I keep going on tangents. The game Animal Well, great game, a lot of stuff added in just to pad time, and I don't like that.
Damn.
Yikes. I remember I saw you playing like a while ago, and I
think I beat it in like a day.
Oh yeah,
or a day or two, but I was like, damn, I could have
been like 2 hours.
Could have been a lot. Honestly, it could have been like 2 or 3 hours.
Enough time for me to refund it.
That's probably why. Actually,
that's funny.
I have two things, I guess. So the one thing I will say about like God of War so far that I've come across, I haven't gotten very far. With like the exploration stuff, I do appreciate that they reward you a little bit more than the last game. It feels like because even with like the Odin's Raven stuff, like
Mm-hmm.
where you get like the armor with like the more ravens you get and stuff. Whereas the first game, I think you're just like achievement. But still, it's a lot. But for Last of Us, I will say once again, I fall off that first Seattle spot, because that one felt like a decent amount. One felt hefty. But after that, I don't know if I was just like, all right, lock in, or if it was just that maybe the other open world areas weren't as big, but it didn't feel as bad like going through the rest of the game. And like you said,
like I said,
halfway
it
through,
starts out really big and then it gets slowly gets like
and then they just straight
more
up
and
just
more
like,
linear.
hey, we're trying to, now that you're in the thick of the story, we're just let you go.
I almost wonder if they did it in the beginning as more of like an extra tutorial for you to practice, like stealthing and combat and stuff. But it could have been just a little
I
too
think
much.
that is a charitable.
That's what it could be.
Yeah, what my pessimistic opinion is that they said, look at how pretty this game is. Look at all these broken buildings and broken glass. Look at all this foliage. Doesn't it look really good, guys? The game looks so good, right?
That's true.
I mean, it's right.
They are correct.
Naughty Dog does pretty well with graphics and stuff.
Yeah,
true.
It does look
They
good.
got to show it off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like I said, that's my like uncharitable.
We got charitable take, uncharitable take.
take. Yeah.
Fair enough.
What did I say? Oh, so this is specifically for New Game Plus. Allow us to skip the flashbacks, because when you're first going through the story, the flashbacks,
skip cutscenes in general.
You can skip cutscenes, but you can't skip the flashback sections.
Like,
because you have to play them. That's right.
Let you skip. You should let us skip those two, because
it's just story.
Yeah, like the first time you're playing through the game, they're great, emotional. They fill in like character motivations and things like that. That's great. But when you're going through it again, all it does is bring all of your momentum down to like a halt.
Yeah, because it slows down.
Like especially in the Ellie Joel birthday thing, wonderfully beautiful scene.
Yeah.
I love that scene so much when I first played it.
Sorry.
Yeah, like it's cute. It gives you like some insight into who Ellie is and how much Joel really loves her. Like, beyond the first game stuff. But then when you're playing through it again, I'm like, are you really going to make me look at every exhibit before you let me continue?
Yeah.
Please, God, just let me get in this shuttle so I could get back to the fun stuff.
Facts.
I'm gonna be honest. Rewatching the cutscenes when I got to some of the flashbacks, it's like
I don't care.
It's like, okay, I know it infected me, but now it's not really going to affect me again. And that's the thing, is like, that don't take them out of the New Game Plus experience. Just give me the option to skip them if I want to. Because some people are going to want to relive them, which is fine, and that's great. But I just think you should allow us to skip it if we don't want to. You know what I mean? I also think that for so obviously when you finish the game, you could go through the different chapters. In New Game Plus, they just remove all of them, and you're back to square one. So you actually have to play through before you get to select each chapter. I'm like,
why?
At least let me go back to my previous game and select those chapters, because there was stuff I wanted to do, like gameplay sections, but I couldn't because I actually didn't play it.
Away,
and I was just like, oh my god. So that's a little rough, but hey, whatever. Sorry, did you have anything?
Sorry, because talking about the New Game Plus, finishing this, I'm gonna go back to the cheat stuff. I do appreciate that, finishing the game the first time. That's when they're like, hey, you go buck wild, or they let you do cheats, which is very cool, because most games be like, hell no,
they don't do that anymore.
And then even with the changing the filter or the style of how it looks, stuff like that, I was like, that's dope. I never would have thought of that.
Really cool.
More like a cinematic thing.
Exactly. Yeah.
Same thing for Ghost of Tsushima, but we're not talking about that game right now.
Go to the game, dude. I thought about playing it again the other day.
I still haven't played the DLC. I've been
true, the new island. I got to do that too.
Anyways,
actually, no, I don't own it. Never mind.
Yeah. The safe puzzles were far too shallow to be worth my time that I spent trying to solve them.
Okay.
It wasn't meaningfully challenging to find the codes. It was usually just a note that said, the code is 2516, and then it's cut off, so then you have to go find the piece of paper that fell on the floor that has the code.
Or most of the time, what are the odds, bro? You gotta make this a little more normal.
Or straight up once again 2 rooms down, it's the code is my birthday, and then you go back in that room.
There's a calendar.
Yeah,
it's my birthday.
And it's okay, it's cool. So there's something there, but
so if that's the case, just let me open it. Just don't even just let me open it and just get it moving. Ropes are cool, and ropes are awesome in this game. These rope physics are fucking insane.
True.
From a video game standpoint. Tossing it, climbing it, using it to do a bunch of different shit. The only problem is that it wasn't used nearly as much as it should have been.
True.
There should have been way more rope stuff. Give me more rope stuff.
Add more rope.
You can't have that good rope physics and not use it more.
Shibari. Is that what it's called? Anyway. Don't worry about it. Never mind. Don't worry about it.
And my last note was just that cheats make this game pretty cool. New game plus infinite ammo and materials is pretty tight.
True.
So
true.
Those are all of my gameplay notes.
Nice. Oh, okay. He said now I got to get into the.
I have a whole lot of story notes.
Look
Is there anything like that we want to talk about as far as gameplay goes?
Gameplay. I feel like we touched a lot of it.
Yeah.
I'll give them, and it's not really tying into story, but even though you kind of played like the same areas with Abby as you were with Ellie, they did a pretty decent job like keeping them different.
It felt you know,
it's like you're going on the same path, but you're doing it
very separate. Like it felt I was very much so, as much as I didn't want to, I was able to immerse and lock into both stories, and I was invested in both. So
first playthrough, I could not immerse myself in that.
Oh, really?
Rewatching the cutscenes,
it
helped my perspective a little bit.
I'll definitely say that is like when I first got to the Abby part, I was like, I don't want to do this, but they did a good job of like me being like, well,
where's the shoot myself option?
Hold on.
That's kind of like a lot of people, pretty much everybody that I see who played it on the internet like had that same reaction. Like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this.
But when the more you play,
and I was like, I don't know. I think there's something wrong with me because when I was already kind of like, Ellie, I don't like what you're doing. Maybe like halfway through Ellie's like, I think it's like after she killed Nora, maybe when she like bashed her head in with the pipe. I think after that section, I was like,
well, that's a parallel. Of,
and we'll get there.
Yeah.
But I was like, Ellie, you're kind of.
She did become a little bit of a monster.
Oh,
you're turning into what Joel kind of.
Well, I'm kind of on your side with that. Where I recognize she was, but I was like, do your thing.
Yeah, because I got to that part and I was like. I was because she like didn't. Let me not say she didn't want to do it, but she like that encounter was like, hey, like tell me, and like I'll like we don't got to do all this, you know? But then Nora was the one who kind of escalated a little bit.
No, the thing was that there's no other way out of that. Yeah. Like when she's down there with her, she's killing her regardless.
And she's already infected.
Yeah, it's just that was the point where I realized I was like, Ellie, I think you're kind of starting to become a little bit of a monster.
But
that's the point.
When she went back, she did sit with it,
but,
and she was like, she kind of felt it.
She's
like, damn, I really did that. Like, it wasn't like I was justified, or whatever, kind of thing.
My only issue is that it was kind of like damn, that was crazy what I just did.
On to the next one. Yeah, kind of a little bit.
I'm trying to remember like how when I watched it, because I know she goes back to Dina. And she's kind of like, I made her talk, but it's kind of like not like I made her talk. Like, I got information. It was like I made her talk and like a
regretful.
She pretty much was not relishing
it.
She
definitely felt her actions.
But I think even after that, Dina, like that was when Dina started to see like the shit that I was seeing. Was like, damn, Ellie, you're kind of becoming a little bit of a monster. You gotta relax.
You chill. Yeah, especially because I was started to be when Dina was going through it. So she was like, hey.
So by the time we got to Abby's section, I was like. Ellie, you're going a little crazy. And then I thought Tommy was dead at that point. I was like, God damn it, not Tommy. And then Jesse was dead. Rest in peace.
I'm gonna be honest.
The Jesse thing got me, bro.
I don't really fuck with Tommy.
Hey,
I didn't really from the beginning, and I didn't like. I almost sounds kind of bad. I almost kind of would have been okay with him dying instead of Jesse. But that's for story purposes, I get why they did it.
If I had to choose between the two, I'd probably rather Tommy die, but that also might be influenced by his actions later in the game. So I can't say for sure.
I think at that.
I know I was upset when Jesse died. That's
for sure.
It's not even like a
it's graceful.
Rip
him
boom
so quick, and then you change perspectives. It's like
even rewatching it, I was like immersed. I was like on my lunch break just watching it, and the door opened. Bow! I was like, no, Jesse,
I was so mad, bro. I was, oh my God, bro.
He was a good guy from the beginning.
Yeah,
he was never a bad guy.
That was my guy.
He didn't like cause any drama about like Dina and the baby and any of that stuff. He was like, yeah, I get it. We split amicably, but now she's gonna have a kid.
Yeah.
Now we got to do what we got to do to get her home.
And he's even like, hey, I know y'all are a thing. I'm not getting in the way. We're all still friends,
Yeah. I will say, homie, like Abby's bestie guy, the Spanish dude, Manny, him getting done like the same way. I was like, it didn't like make up for it, but I was like, all right.
Nah, for me, I was like, let's go.
Yeah, I was like, I hate this dude. But
I didn't even think about it. Yeah, he does get done the same way. And
she like regroups with him. He like pushes her aside, and then he goes and peeks and
then pow. Yeah, I will say I thoroughly enjoyed it, but and once again, I didn't make up for Jesse, but I was like, okay, like both
You get
sides.
it. It's a parallel. Like,
yeah. I wasn't a fan of Manny. I'll be honest with you.
No, he was a little extra. Do we want to, before we keep going, just start with like the story? And like talk our way through it, piece by piece?
Yes, but before we do that,
finish your thought.
Yes, before that, I just want to say real quick: when Manny got shot, I was like, I wasn't on either side. Like I wasn't like, let's go, but I also, neutral. You're like, but I also wasn't like, oh, not me, like, because like he kind of like when this game I think was made for me. I think it worked for me. Like the everything that they were trying to convince people of, I think they must have aimed it specifically at me because them humanizing Manny made it so that when he got shot, I was like, oh,
what do you mean humanizing?
Like, because at the beginning they show that like he's not just like fucking bloodthirsty murderer, dickhead, sociopath piece of shit. They're like, oh, hey, Abby, we want to go fucking get some brewski and bitches later? You know, like that kind of. He was like a cool guy, and it's like, oh, like that like clicked in my head immediately. Where I was like, oh fuck, these are also just normal people. That if the game was about them, the perspective would be entirely different.
You'd be on their side.
I don't. If we like started like the series from the scar. No, not the Fireflies anymore. Not the Scars.
The WLF.
The Wolves like perspective. Manny probably still wouldn't be one of my favorite characters.
That's
Everyone
fine.
else,
that's fine.
This is probably why
I don't necessarily like Manny per se. It's just that it took away the ability to be like, yes, he's fucking dead.
That's like, him as a character. I get people being like, you know what? But him as a character didn't do, like, seeing him in his natural habitat didn't do enough for me with the time given for me to like care about him.
That's fair.
Kind of thing. But everyone else, absolutely.
Yeah, I think that's totally fair.
Let's get into it.
Okay, so how do you want to start the story stuff?
Should we start with the big thing that happens in the beginning and how we feel about it?
Yes. Yeah, let's do that.
We don't have to do the beginning.
Everything.
That's right where the bad
the big points. All the big points. Yeah.
So
Joel's death.
Obviously, Joel's death. Yeah.
Spoilers.
Spoilers. Sorry. For Last of Us 2.
Yeah. That rewatching that hurt.
Yeah.
I felt it just as bad as it did the first time.
I'm sorry. So there is a thing revealed at the end that has to do with this. Should I save that for the end or talk about it now?
If it's relevant now, I say.
Yeah, if it's relevant to the scene, I don't see why not. Or like what?
Or I guess relevant. It's like how the death impacts Ellie, I guess. Should I save it or should I? I'll try to remember if I.
Are you referring to the final fight?
No, the final scene, like the final scene of the game.
Okay.
Well,
like
that's part of my notes.
Yeah.
So maybe
just
try to keep it in your mind, I guess.
I'll never forget.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Joel's death, I knew it was going. As soon as the game was announced, I was like, Joel's getting clapped. I know it. I know he's gonna die, and we're gonna play as Ellie.
Yeah, I had it spoiled for me.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Damn. I just knew in my brain piece. I was like, I know it's gonna happen.
I saw like all the speculation online, but I was like, it's just right now speculation, so I don't know. But when it happened,
I didn't expect him to die at the beginning. Though.
Yeah,
I figured it'd be maybe like halfway through.
Especially because the trailer
it had him
hinted at like him being.
He's gonna let you go alone, but then it ended up being Jesse in the end.
Yeah, exactly.
Naughty Dog, he's some dirty bitches.
Naughty Dog. Also, when I rewatched the cutscenes, I don't remember Jesse's voice being so deep.
Yeah.
When I rewatched, I was like, "Who is this grown ass man?" But yeah, it's not like obviously Last of Us 1 makes you love Joel so much.
Yep.
Obviously, given his actions, he's not the best person to make those choices, but I get why he did it, and I know Ellie has her own feelings about it and stuff. But him dying and the way that he died, that's what impacted me. It wasn't like he was shot. It wasn't like he got bit. It was
they blew out that
torture.
They
shot his knee out pretty much
after he
beat
saved
him with it. Yeah, that's another thing that I forgot about till I rewatched it, where I was like, this man saved you.
Yeah.
And that didn't cross your mind. I know you're pissed and you're filled of like the
revenge is heavy on your conscience.
I know, but I was like, Abby, think
like
this guy, he's a good person.
But I get it though.
When he walks in, he's like, oh, you guys seem like you know us or something like that. And then he turns around, shot his knees out.
What
and then they grab the golf club and she's just wailing on him.
When I was playing it, my heart was racing. I was like, oh, fuck. No
way
it's going to happen this early.
I was ready to cry. I was ready, and you know me.
I get it. I understand.
And then you play as Ellie and you're coming in, you know what you're going to walk into as her. And then you get there.
And then being helpless.
Yeah.
No, Ashley Johnson, I think during that recording that scene, I think she had a legitimate panic attack while she was doing it or something like that. And I get it because her performance in that was
she's a great voice actress.
She's just great.
And a great actress. Yes. She does also act.
Yeah. There's a documentary about the making of Last of Us 2. Watch that documentary. It's so good. And it gives a lot of insight into it.
I gotta wait till to do it.
And I think there's one for Last of Us 1 too.
Oh, true.
So watch that one as well.
True. Oh, because the season 2 of the show too. Yeah.
But
which is crazy. They're splitting like this game up in like 3 seasons or something like that.
That's what they said. And I'm like, okay, now you're doing a lot.
Yeah.
Two at most, I think, is what you need.
They're like, yes, sir.
Yeah. Like people gonna watch, people gonna tune in.
Not look cute. Which, if they paced the like first season, like first game like that too, then I probably wouldn't be as mad. But because they were like, we just put it all into one season, and then the second game is gonna be like 3 seasons.
Yeah, if they did Ellie's perspective first season or second season, and then like Abby's third, and like wrapped it up, then cool.
Yeah,
I don't think you need 4 seasons.
I was gonna say I do like I guess because there's like 2 times or like there's like one big time skip and then like one like minor time skip.
Yeah.
So if that's how they want to like divide it, I kind of get it, but it still feels a little bit much. Anyway, sorry.
But yeah, then Ellie walks in, gets smacked in the face, and then held down, and then like she's surrounded by like I think 6 or 7 dudes.
Yeah.
Well, not all dudes. Well,
dudes
is gender neutral. 7 dudes that are like
7 goons.
One of them is
not gooners
beating on like your dad essentially.
Yeah.
It's just.
And then one of them being like, "Let's kill her."
Yeah.
Like
hearing Ellie like
that was Owen's one mistake.
Crying.
I will say is letting her live, but I'll give him some grace with that.
True.
I guess,
Owen,
but I don't like him. I don't like him.
Owen is like half my dog, half like not my dog. It's weird. There's sometimes where I'm like, Owen's a good guy, and other times where I'm like,
Yeah, he did good things overall.
Yeah,
not a bad person.
Yeah,
but I think his relationship with the people he's with is what makes me not like him.
I don't know why, but like when I think about Owen, I'm like, I feel like I should like this guy, but I also kind of think he's a loser. I don't know why.
Yeah, a little bit.
I think it's his actions, like amongst his friends, like the things that he does. And I'm just like, I don't know if I can really trust you or like you.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah. So that happened, and that was a big thing. And there's a lot of controversy about that. A lot of people were review bombing the game because of that.
Yeah, that's
Crazy.
Which
is
ridiculous. You guys got to understand.
Listen, I get it.
I get Joel's
I get
fan
you being
favorite,
attached, but
Papa Joel.
Let's be for real. Let's
allow interesting storytelling.
Exactly.
Yeah, maybe finish the game
That's
before you
too.
review the game.
Yeah.
But yeah, and
also
seeing Joel like that, just I don't know. It was rough.
Yeah.
It's rough.
Because seeing him in like Last of Us 1, where like he's sick and he's like hurting and like that whole thing was rough. You're like, I thought he was gonna die when I was playing through that. And then like to see him like actually die, and he's also an older man at this point. Like he's got the gray hairs, like.
And also, he's like
in the rocky relationship between him and Ellie already.
And also,
that's what I was going to talk about later. We're going
to
do it later.
And the thing is, like his current self is like kind of content, like with
life.
With like, with
like
his, like he's not out there like beyond like the regular risking your life that you do in a zombie apocalypse. Like he's not out there going through like the events of Last of Us 1. He's just settled down.
He's relatively happy, like in his little community
for
with
a
his
post-apocalyptic zombie play, like adventure. World, like this is a good life. You have a settlement. You're just doing your day-to-day activities.
Exactly.
But yeah. Then obviously they all leave, and then Dina and Ellie, start their adventure to get their revenge because Tommy decides I'm gonna do this myself.
Which I was like, okay, I didn't think Tommy had it in him because like last game he threatened.
Tommy was a bloodthirsty
murderer.
Yeah.
But once I learned the like lore, I was like, okay, I get it.
Makes
but like
sense.
then the first game, like you saw him domesticated a little bit.
So
like whenever he left, I was like, I know, okay, Tommy, I get it. That's your brother. That's your big bro.
Yeah.
Or
especially
big bro,
especially in the idea that like Tommy went without Ellie because he doesn't want Ellie to go.
Yeah, I was like,
I like
dang,
that a lot.
That's a good guy.
Yeah.
And then they fuck it up at the end.
Yeah.
True. I was like, come on, Tom. Like once again, I get it. I get every decision made in this game. I don't like all of them though.
Yeah, I was gonna say that about this is like I know that my views might not be the best views, but I'm gonna say that I can agree that the choices made were the right choices.
Yes.
I just don't like them.
Yeah,
and that's what it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, next big thing, what would that be? Just trying to like leave out all the adventuring, like extra shit.
Ellie kills a lot of people.
Should we go down the list of our targets?
Ellie kills PS Vita girl. That was unfortunate.
God.
Bro, that
was
like,
on her
dang.
though. She didn't have to draw the weapon.
That's true.
That is true. That is true.
That is true.
PS Vita girl.
PS Vita girl.
I will say Lenora. Well, we already talked about it a little bit, but Nora, I was like, do you pop off?
I get it.
I wasn't like a super big fan of Nora either, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I didn't really care about it. They didn't do anything.
When I saw like Nora help out Abby escaped, then I guess we're skipping ahead. But
Yeah,
I was like, okay. Then I was like, okay, all right, Nora kind of cool, but still not once
It's
again
just her
enough
friend.
to
Yeah.
but still
just gonna
not
help
enough
her.
for me to be like, dang, Ellie shouldn't have done that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
I
I
think
agree.
the only-
Especially because sorry.
No, you're good. I'll let you
Well,
finish
especially
that.
because all I'm saying is, well, no, I get it. Once again, I get it. But like whenever like Ellie was like, hey, bro, like, hey, we don't got to like just tell me what I want and like I can make it quick for you. And her being like, man, fuck Joel, that bitch. I was like, all right, now you got to die.
that's
Now you got to
yeah. She didn't have to do that. She's like,
key.
I still have, or
You still
like,
hear him scream?
You still hear him scream, and I'm like, oh, are you gonna feel bad?
Yeah, look key.
He should have died. Fuck that man.
I was like,
okay,
oh no,
No,
let me jump in the game. I'll take the spores. What's up?
Honestly, amongst Abby's friends, I think I only felt bad about Mel.
That's not well.
That's
okay.
it. Like I'm not saying everything Mel said or did was great, but I
Okay.
think out of all of her friends, she was the most like normal. If that not normal.
I kind of
Huh?
like
innocent.
Yeah, in a sense, I'd say innocent is probably the better
She
word.
She was the least vain out of all of them.
Yes,
Or
definitely
not
for
vain,
sure.
Vain, but like
Yeah.
less than asshole.
Yeah, because that
Yes.
first dude at the school, fuck him.
Yeah,
He
fuck
should have
that guy.
died.
Well, yeah, he was an
Yeah,
asshole.
yeah,
He was
hate
like,
that dude.
I'm gonna kill. Let's
Yeah.
kill her. No
Yeah.
one's like, let's not do it. He's
Everybody's like, relax.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's ready to like fight Owen. I was like, what are you doing?
yeah,
bro?
it's
Relax.
like, come on, bro.
Yeah, him clapped good.
Although he was right.
Yeah, he was
True.
right.
Ellie did come back and mop him up. Well, like some of them up.
Well, Dina mopped his ass up. Oh no,
You're
never
right.
mind. She injured him, and then Ellie
yeah, and then
finished the
like,
job.
pew, pew. Anyway, I will say Owen, I did feel bad about. Like once I got like more context, I was like, dang, Owen didn't have to. Like I think my problem with Owen is that he was like such a bystander.
Mhm.
Like he
Yes.
tried to lead and he made some but like he was so like worried about like making the wrong. It's very much
He
like
was so worried about his ex.
that too, making the wrong decision for like his current girl and his ex girl and for the group or whatever, that he ended up being like being kind of detrimental to the
Mhm.
group a little bit.
Yeah.
So
That was my problem with him. Is like I wanted to like Owen,
Mhm.
but I think you could tell that there was still like things with him and Abby going on,
Mhm.
and like him, now being with Mel, he wasn't really doing a great job. And then when shit hit the fan, he kind of just like abandoned Mel in
Yeah.
a sense.
yeah,
And the only reason why they were cool again is because she went to where she knew where he was going to
Yeah.
be. And then he even tells Abby like she just showed up, like
Yeah.
it's just
He's
like
I didn't want her.
after what you
After I
just
tore
did.
the Doonies down.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like basically
low-key.
cheated on her
Yeah.
after like
True.
abandoning her as
Yeah.
well.
Low key.
Like
As
come
she's
on,
pregnant with
bro.
your child.
Yeah, and she's pregnant. And then like
Yeah.
even when you are given the choice of like sell out, and it sounds bad, sell
Mhm.
out your friend,
Mm-hmm.
and like you can still go on with your current girl who's pregnant and do your thing.
Mm-hmm.
You said no, I want to protect her, and that got both of your asses killed
Yep.
because you did that.
Yeah.
Instead of like, I don't
Yeah.
know. I know you want to be with Abby, but like
Mhm.
you died because of it.
Yeah, true.
like
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. Once again, I guess yeah. So I guess
All right, we're still talking about
finalize
Nora.
the. Well, no, I'm kind of past the North.
Yeah.
Unless you guys have anything to.
With the Nora thing, like I will say Ellie definitely was kind of a bit of a monster in like how she killed her because she was looking for like information and she's like, I gotta get it. And I know like Nora was infected at this point. And it definitely like it started me on the journey of like looking at Ellie a little different, but I don't think it was enough to really shift my like alliance with Ellie, if that makes sense. I was like, do your thing.
Yeah.
I'm sorry you had to do that. And like
Yeah.
I do respect that she kind of, at least in my perspective, like reflected on it a bit. But obviously overall she's like, I got a job I gotta
got a
get done.
mission.
So like she's like, I addressed it. I just gotta keep trying to get through
Mhm.
this list of people. And
Yeah.
I will say Ellie tried to give grace to each person she found, I feel, in some of the ways. She was like, I don't want to kill you necessarily. It's just I need the
Just
information.
let me know where Abby is.
Yeah,
We're good.
She's like, that's my target.
Yeah.
I know y'all were all involved.
Yeah.
I don't have to kill you.
yeah, but
I don't
Abby's
want
one
to
who
kill
did
you.
like who like killed
Yeah,
and killed
she's
him.
like,
so.
I will kill you, but I
Yeah.
don't want to do that.
Yeah, basically.
Kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I kind of give her grace in that a little bit.
Everybody was 10 toes for Abby. I get it. Though. I
Yeah,
respect
they really were.
facts. Even though we found out later that no, Abby was cool until like basically she left. So with the group. So
Yeah, I think she was fine with everyone
Yeah.
except for like Owen, really, and Mel
true.
for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Anything you have about Nora?
No, nothing really about Nora.
Do you have another
Honestly.
specific point that you had to like took a note on?
Specific.
I don't want to like skip over your stuff.
True.
Specific point. most of my points are kind of about like the themes of the game,
Okay.
more so than anything like specific. Any specific moment. It's more so kind of more so has to do with the ending and also like what the game was trying to do, or what most of my notes are about.
Yeah. So I guess I'll speed. I don't remember all the people that were there. I'll speed run. So Owen, I once again felt by the end of the game I felt bad for him. I was like, he didn't have to die.
I'll say this: I only know the names of 3 of her crew.
Yeah, I was gonna say it looked like Nora,
Owen, and Mel,
and then that first,
Manny 4,
Manny, yeah. Manny, get him out of here, pack him up.
True, pack his ass up.
Owen, by the end of the game, I was like, dang, he didn't have to die. Mel, by the end of when she first died, when from Ellie's perspective,
She died again.
Yeah, sorry, yeah. When she died in Ellie's perspective, I was like, dang, Ellie, come on, shorty.
And I do think she was about to give Ellie the answer too. I think she kind of starts to step forward, and that's when Owen gets steps forward. And it's like, all right, now,
it's like, we getting whoa, but now that I know the context, he was like, we can't give Abby up, but at that point, for me personally, sorry, sidetrack, but it was like, listen, protect you and your current shorty, and trust that Abby's got it. You know what I mean? At that point, get out of there. Maybe try to get to Abby first or something.
Yeah, you could. That's still an option. You can still save her after you give the information.
Exactly.
Or if you can, lie.
Convincingly. That was a tough part, is because she did the Tommy.
Oh, that's right.
Tommy trick.
That's right.
She's like, you say where she is first, and then you go after.
Yeah.
And if any of you guys got different answers, one of you's died.
Yeah. Mel, once again, when Ellie's perspective, she died, was like, ah, dang. But when I felt like, no offense, by the end of the game, I was like, hey, whatever, get her out of here too. Only because how she, that last scene with her and Abby, I was like, this is coming out of nowhere. What the hell?
I don't think nowhere. There was some build up
because from her perspective, though, it was just from her perspective, nothing even maybe unless she had a sixth sense or something.
Well, I feel like they didn't say it, so this is probably more speculation than anything. But I feel like it might have something had to have come across. I feel when she was with Owen, when Abby stepped out and then came back. That's my perspective of it. Or she just kind of knows Abby's doing a little too much, because they've all been friends for a while, so I feel like she kind of knows patterns. But like I said, speculation, me reading into
I'm gonna say, but from what we're shown is just Abby Abby was the whole time was very much bro, you and Mel. And then obviously that one night of passion. But even afterwards.
I don't even know if that was passion. What triggered it was literally just him pushing her, and then boom, they just started going at it after that.
Passion exists in different forms.
Exactly.
She just likes to get tossed around, and so does he.
But even then, when Mel showed up, Abby was very much hey bro, you and Mel, I got stuff that I got to worry about. And then she
the blame should have more so been with Owen. In her perspective.
Yeah, and what we were shown is that Abby was genuinely just cared about those kids. So for her to come back and Mel to come at her crazy for trying to help those kids, because Mel's like, oh, I know you're not a good person. I was like, man, what are you talking about, bro? Get out of my face. I was like, let me handle her. So I think by that point, that's when I was like, fuck Mel, bro. I don't care.
Yeah, she said what's their group called? She said Isaac's number one killer is what she said. Yeah. Saves scars or scar children or something like that.
And I was like, listen. Just because she is good at what she does doesn't mean she's a bad person. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, because by default that would make Mel a bad person.
Exactly. Well, she was a doctor.
By that reasoning.
So.
Yeah, but she also was in the field killing scars every now and then.
That's true. That's true.
She's definitely got bodies.
Yeah, for sure. Especially the main one that we know of. Well, she was part of the group, but yeah. But yeah, I was just like, Mel, you're kind of tripping right now, because if you had a sense, a feeling that something's weird here, then attacking that situation and gaining proof first, or whatever, or just even being cross with Abby, I get it. But to then I don't know, try to tear her down emotionally because of a feeling, I was like, you're doing too much.
I don't remember how the scene played out, so I'm not speaking to specifics.
Yeah.
I guess just to take into account that Mel is pregnant,
very
much so.
That is true.
So
emotions
she probably wasn't super.
That's
new. It's probably very much she walked in. She saw that her
she
ex
could smell the stink in there.
Her current, they forgot to let the stank out. Yeah. She saw that not only was there scars in here, but also her current father of her child and his ex are very conspicuously in the same place.
That's true.
And
after he disappeared.
After he disappeared.
That's also true.
And she's probably been worried about him.
About it,
And, a whole lot of things kind of adding up one after the other.
And
probably.
he was acting weird during those
that
scenes.
Is also
He's
like,
Abby.
Hey, Mel. He like scratches his nuts or something. Me and Abby, we were just talking.
No, you see the kids here reading? No,
bro.
She goes to the bush like, why does it smell like that in here?
But I personally, by then wasn't a fan of Mel. But I get people being like, oh, but like she's justified. I get it.
Yeah,
but
I give her more, like I said, like he said, more innocence than like the rest of the crew.
For sure. Yeah, no, because even by like that conversation they had when you first start playing as Abby, where she was like, oh, like I like it had to have been done, but I didn't necessarily want it to to do it kind of thing. I was like, okay, all right, I get it. You're there to support the homies. I get it. But yeah, not a fan of Mel. Not really. Like once again, they humanize a lot of them to the point where most of the time I was like, okay, I get it now. But like by the end, it wasn't enough for me to quite fully be like, well, they didn't deserve to die. You know what I mean?
That's
that
true.
Joel
That is a different
harder.
Yeah. That is a good way to look at it. It's like they might have been humanized, but it's not enough to make up for like what they did, I guess, or justify. It doesn't make it so it's like, hey, I'm like kind of upset that they die, or like they don't think they should have died, kind of thing.
Yeah, because
when it comes to this game, I think you need to have like a very, very, very high level of like sympathy or empathy, whatever the fucking whatever the one word.
More so empathy.
One of the pathies.
Sorry.
Because obviously you play as Joel, and Joel is a super cool badass. So everybody's going to love Joel going into the second one. So when you show people killing Joel, it's going to take a lot for you to convince like regular people to like be like,
I was trying to say regular people.
Well, like
we're not.
He's ahead of us.
Yeah, he's like,
listen,
he's
I'm not
Megamind
saying
his mom.
I do got the head for it. No, it's more so just like the average kind of populace. Like you're gonna
the review bombers.
Well, there's no convincing those people. Those people are fucking crazy.
I'm gonna say something crazy.
But like the average person that plays the game, who played the first one, it's going to take a lot of like hammering it home to convince those people like, okay, maybe they didn't deserve this or whatever.
Well, see, because for me, I get it. Once again, I understand. Once again, me and my vengeance, my evil people thing. I get why they did it, and I'm not like by the end of the game, I'm not necessarily mad at them for doing it.
Yep.
But like for me, it's like, hey, bro, an eye for an eye. Like Joel did something to you, you did something to Joel. Should Ellie have like done that? Probably not. But like the cycle continues. So I get that. So I'm just.
But that's also what the game is.
Literally
what
is.
And it's also like even though Abby was the main antagonist for Ellie, like from Ellie's perspective, she hurt Abby in many ways throughout the story. Not that it makes up for what Abby did, but it's still like. She did a lot.
Exactly. And once again, they hurt each other back and forth. It's just like once again, like the game, like the point of the game is like the cycle. So
But I do want to bring up the theme of parallels. There's a lot of parallels, especially when I watched like obviously both are there. Like, well, one is an actual father, one is a father figure, essentially them dying. Ellie killing Mel and then finding out she's pregnant after. Abby about to kill Dina, and then Ellie says she's pregnant and she's going to do it, and then Lev is like Abby,
yo, chill,
and then it snaps her out of it. Yeah, I thought about that when I was watching it.
I didn't even think about that.
It's just there's a lot of parallels in this game that like when you first play it, you might not pick up on it, but now that I rewatched it, I was like, oh my god, that's it's kind of following.
One of the things in my notes is that Ellie and Abby are quite literally a mirror of each other.
True.
Where is it? Even in both of their fathers being actively willing to cause harm.
True.
The only slight difference is that Abby's dad wanted to cause harm to one person to save many. Joel caused harm to many to save one.
My only thing with her dad...
And I said, neither of these options are okay.
It's hard.
Unless viewed from a utilitarian standpoint. Abby straight up says, like, Dad, if that was me on the table, I'd still want you to do the surgery, which is quite literally Ellie's position on it as well.
True.
So, like, they are.
Yes, that is true. But I do think... The one thing about her dad that I didn't like is that he just went straight to, I have to do this, I'm going to do it, instead of just taking the time to ask her. You put her under without asking.
Immediately,
You could have asked anyways. I know it's for the greater good of humanity, but and I know like you're a doctor and like HIPAA doesn't matter anymore and stuff. But like,
but also the things that Joel did, he also didn't ask.
Oh no, I'm aware. I'm not saying Joel was like innocent,
Like
but that's my thing is that her dad did that, and yes, she's like, hey, I'm okay with you doing it if it was me. It's like, but it's not you.
Yeah.
And yes, Ellie felt that way, but this is now Ellie finding out 4 years later. I think it was like
I think when she found
2
out,
years
it was
later.
2 or 3.
It was 2, and then the game starts 4
4 years
after the
later,
last one. Yeah. So it's like she has matured a bit. She has, so I feel like it's tough. You don't know what her response would have been that day. And obviously we're never going to know. So I feel like that.
Well, I think very shortly after it's like expressed by her that she would have
wanted.
Like she no matter the cost. I think.
Yeah, 'cause I think that was like the whole point was even like in the first game, like Joel. Well, he said it in this game, but like the whole point of the first game is that like him being like she wanted it to mean something, so she would have wanted.
But that's the thing is you can say that, and I can say, hey, I have a cure for this.
That's true, but once you're on the table,
and I can say I'm going to do anything. Like I want to change the situation to make it better. But if someone says, hey, I'm going to have to kill you to do it.
Then it's like, you
don't know what you're going to say.
True. That is true.
And you can say 2 years later when you are past the opportunity to do it, and you might be like, yeah, I wanted to die. Like, I would have died for it. But you don't know what you would have done in that moment. So that's the thing that I think is, and obviously, like I said, we're not going to see it, but it is a thing to think about that it's like, she's wanted to do it, but you don't know what she would have said in that moment. She was a little girl, you know, and she went through all this to go through all this to form a bond with this guy that didn't really like you in the beginning. You know, you have been through a lot yourself, and now you're like, I'm gonna die. You don't know what it would be, you know? And I that's my thing is like I kept thinking about that as like Joel did a lot of bad things.
Oh yeah.
Even his decision to take her out of the table and like shoot the doctors was not a good choice.
Yeah.
And that's why, like, I'm not vindicating him in the sense. No, he didn't.
He could have been like, put the scalpel down, or I'm gonna bust up your kneecap. Something. He didn't have to shoot them in the head, but hey.
And like even seeing, what was the lady they traveled with in one?
Marlene.
Yes, her even kind of being like, you can't do that. And then it became a point where she was like, well, are you giving me an option? Essentially, like,
I think that conversation.
She's like, are you giving me an option, or are you just like kind of saying this? And he's like, well, he doesn't really say much, but she kind of just like, just do it is what she kind of says. Like ultimately. But even she recognizes that it's not the right way to go about it.
Yeah.
And so I feel like that's if he would have just asked her, it probably could have changed a lot, but that's not what happened. He kind of went forward, died, and then that started this whole trail of revenge. Yeah.
I have like a little thing in my notes. So this comes after like an entire basically like explanation. Like I wrote down like a whole thing about like the theme of the game, how it relates to the character, so on and so forth. And kind of at the end of this, I wrote like the theme effectively is like revenge and violence begets more revenge and more violence, and always leads to your ultimate demise. And this game shows it in absolutely every single thing. So I straight up have the violence that the scars inflict led to their demise. The violence that Isaac inflicts as the head of the WLF leads to his demise. The violence that
who kills him?
Yara. We'll get to that.
Yeah.
Can't believe it, dude.
The violence that the Fireflies inflict is what led to their demise. The violence that the Rattlers inflict is what led to their demise. The violence that Abby's crew inflicts. The violence that Abby's dad was willing to inflict. The violence that Joel inflicts. All leads to their demise. I don't know if he said
Ellie, but
and Ellie hasn't met her demise yet. But
but
it's important because of the decision.
The cycle.
If she hadn't ended the cycle, she would have just put herself in Joel's position again.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what the game was trying to say.
Probably would have low-key been like,
exactly.
I got it.
Well, at that point, you got to kill them both. But yeah.
Well, that's true.
But still, there would have been some sort of continuation of the cycle.
Yeah.
And that's like another thing that's in my notes and is very important to the overall thing. But it's just like one point in the game, one theme is kind of perspective. And I enjoy that because it's showed primarily through Abby, her time as it during the story as it relates to Ellie, but it also relates to her and Lev as well.
Yeah.
Because as Abby spends time with Lev and Yara, she goes from thinking that the Scars are just like zealots and savages to being like, oh shit, they're actually
they're people,
kind of like people, and also like their setup is like similar to ours. They have different beliefs than we do,
but like,
they're still doing things the same way that the wolves are doing. So I find that I like that theme a lot. I find it very very interesting. In the grand scheme of the game, and I think it's a theme that a lot of the weirdos who like review bombed it
because
can't
they
possibly understand.
They can't put themselves in another perspective.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you guys have anything to say about that or?
No, I do like, once again, it's like I think that helps a lot, like making that like a central theme and a central lesson is like something like you never know the other person's like so on and so, like even with like watching once again Berleezy, like I think at one point he even says like, oh, seeing like the scars from the wolf's perspective with like Abby and Lev and stuff, and then like Ellie and the Fireflies and stuff like that. He was like seeing like how the scars feel like from their perspective, how like the wolf, like seeing like them, then we'd probably feel a lot more sympathetic for the scars too and stuff like that. So I was like, okay, that's pretty cool. Like thinking about how each person is affected and feels about like the other person's actions. I think that's really good. And that helps me be like, I understand every decision made in the game, but once again, like me as a person, like of course I'm not gonna like every single one, but I get every single one.
Yeah, and it's kind of related to that, but I think with the whole perspective thing is when Abby and Lev are trying to get medicine for Yara, anytime they come around the wolves, like Lev kind of keeps saying like your people, and she keeps saying that word, and I think like every time it's said, I feel like Abby is kind of like thinking about it because she's already kind of like a rogue person at this point, but they are still her people. She's not gonna just murder them out of nowhere. But I think it kind of put into perspective for her like how different they both sides are, and that like her people are her people, but they aren't necessarily doing things the right way.
Yeah.
Even with like like you said, like the your people, and then like or like Abby being like scars, like we're not scars and stuff like them learning to, I guess, like
differentiate,
meet in the middle, kind of until they eventually become like their own like group, their own people, like outside of either group kind of thing, which I like a lot. Lev and Yara, I like them a lot. Okay.
I do, they're poor Yara. She deserved better.
No, when Yara died, I was like, I paused. I was like, I don't want to keep doing it, bro.
I was a little mad at Lev at first, but I can't blame him entirely.
Yeah, this game is truly miserable. It's
like Elden Ring. No one is happy.
No one makes it out happy. Also, to go back really quick, I guess about the like whole like, I will say, I think another reason why like I wasn't as strongly about like towards like whether by the end but like Abby's group is that like the little bit that I think I needed longer with Abby's dad, maybe because like the little bit they gave us, I was like, okay, he's a cool dude, but they didn't give me long enough for me to like care about him.
Yeah, it comes off more of like a you feel a little bit more of like her dad was killed, and you get kind of why, but it's not like more to attach it to the player. I feel as much because a lot of it's just walk down the hallway, and open the door.
He saves the zebra.
Exactly. Like, I get her perspective, but I don't. Like I can't feel the same kind of thing. Yeah. Because her dad, of course, but
not my dad.
Exactly. But sorry, that was just something I was thinking of. But yeah, no. And then even like the cycle, like that theme, like just always keeps it's just a downward spiral.
Yep.
It's a downward cycle. It's cool. I like that they explored that in like a world that is so like where it's like we should be doing our best to survive. It's very much like it's human nature, bro. We still can't help just like harming others to make sure we end up like as best as we can kind of thing. You know what I mean?
You want to? I know we're kind of
we're running a little long in the episode.
Low-key.
We'll probably talk about a lot of this off camera.
True.
But I guess just to try to wrap it up as best as I can.
My one take.
I do want to bring that up and maybe like the final fight.
Yeah. So I'll try to talk about this really fast.
You're good.
But everybody that participates in this cycle of violence has an ending based on the actions that they take. So like Abby, this whole game has started with her. Well, like it's technically started with Joel. But like the cycle
itself.
The cycle
of this game,
begins with her. Her taking that action and killing Joel makes her lose everybody that she loves. Every single person.
She gained one though.
But
she lost everyone.
She gained two and lost one of those.
She gained
one
two. And I think that's actually in my notes here as well. Where is it?
The one she showed mercy. Well, to be fair,
so like
mercy that somebody else kind of was like, "Hey, bro, chill out." Then I guess she, made it out. Little brother trying to make it out.
Yeah, so like Abby even loses Yara due to the continued violence between the Scars and WLF. That might be relating to another point I made in here. But regardless, she loses everybody that she knows and loves, and she gains Lev. But it's because of her decision to spare Ellie in the end that she is allowed to begin to, as I put, carve a path to happiness with Lev.
Yeah.
Ellie, because of her commitment to this, loses everyone she loves and cares about. And the only time where she then gets to a point where she can start to heal is after sparing Abby in the end.
Yeah. And I will say, I do think she needed that. I know, like, yes, she should have like stayed with Dina. Yes, she should have raised the baby. But seeing how Ellie was and like seeing her experience like the PTSD and all that stuff, I was like,
happy at all.
She needed this to get closure, honestly, or she wasn't going to be able to live a good life.
Oh, you're saying she had to go
to California, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's how I feel.
Is the better option like raising a family with Dina? Yes. Yeah. But like seeing like she was happy, but you could see that she wasn't entirely happy. Yeah. Seeing her bring the sheep into the shed and then the door closes and like she starts having that panic attack and all that stuff. I think she just, I'm not saying she needed to kill Abby, but I think she needed to see it through kind of closure and have the choice herself.
Okay. Yeah. I can see that.
Because a lot of it was she had no choice. And so like, well, let me rephrase that. It's not that she had no choice. Like a lot of it wasn't in her favor. Yeah. I think now doing it this way, it's like she's kind of in charge.
In her court.
Yeah. And so now it's like is she really going to do this, or is she going to get to that point and then spare her? And she spared her, and you know that's her choice. If that's what brings her closure, then that's what's important. You know, I'm sure Abby's just glad to just live and move on and live. And at the end, she also lost something else. 2 of her fingers.
Yeah, and I said in here
and the guitar.
And I said in here that it's like so the game ends with Abby leaving with Lev. Ellie returns home, finds her family, finds that her family, like Tommy. Like Tommy's family has left her. So Tommy and her are both on the similar thing of because they're committed to this, they both lost their families. She's left with no one at all because of the revenge quest that Joel himself would not have wanted her to go on.
True. No, even though she said it.
Yeah. And to truly sink in the idea that this specific decision of her going back to fight Abby caused all of this, to her to lose everything, is that she attempts to play the guitar but cannot because the fingers she lost fighting Abby in the end, meaning that she has lost the greatest gift that Joel gave her and her last connection to Joel as well.
Yeah, which is
I'm just hearing that bling.
Dang, bro. That's rough.
That was hitting me.
That was something I realized kind of as I was taking the notes. I was like she didn't just lose the people, she lost the one thing that her and Joel really connected.
Like you said, like one gift
the greatest gift that he gave her.
Probably the most recent gift.
That too.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah. One of the ability to play the guitar. Yeah, and it's sad, and that's to showcase that this cycle that keeps going and going. It's just not. It's not worth it.
It doesn't help
I like
anybody.
to think she went back to the.
That's part of my.
Got good with Dina again.
Well, that's part of my take. Well, not part of my take.
I think they're probably like cordial at best.
I was gonna say. I think
I said I liked it.
Sure. My headcanon, since we never see it, is that she does like see like what her own personal quest like did for her and how it hurt the others around her. Yeah, and I think she does go back to Jackson.
Yeah, Jackson.
I couldn't remember what the name was.
Yeah, and I think she like does probably like make up what she like probably lets Tommy know what happened. She maybe makes up with Tommy.
I don't think her and Tommy. I think that bridge is like gone.
Oh, word?
Yeah, especially because like Tommy's such an asshole.
True.
That like when he goes to visit her and he's like,
I don't even know if
you
Tommy
need to
goes
do
back
it because
to
you promised me.
Oh, word?
Yeah. I would think he does because I don't think he would leave his wife.
Well, he doesn't.
They're not together.
She left him.
Yeah,
she did.
Yeah,
because he was like whenever like he visits, he's like, oh, like how's whatever. He's like, oh, like we're not. Like basically like alludes to like,
I must have missed that part then when I watched it. But like he is an asshole in the sense that like he had no business putting that on her.
Yeah.
And like she promised you, but that doesn't mean you could hold it over her head.
But even then, you were willing to start this journey without her.
Yeah.
And now all of a
you
sudden,
have no grounds.
Now all of a sudden she's a bad person because she won't abandon her family like you did.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like that's
Yeah. But I think she goes back and like rejoins the community. I don't think things are ever going to be the same. Like I would like her and Dina to get like eventually get back together, but I don't think they will. I think Dina at this point is like, I need to like worry about me and my kid.
Yeah.
But that's what I think my headcanon is that like she goes back, but once again she like lost everything she truly loved. and she lives her life out there. Well, this kind of goes into my take. And she like goes back and lives her life out there. Once again, not maybe ever truly reconnecting with anyone that she lost, physically or emotionally. And that goes into my take with I'll save that until the end.
We should probably close now because we're about 2 hours in.
All right, really quick. The final fight.
So.
I at first I was like, damn, bro, they about to pull up, and of course, like Abby's all weak and whatever.
That muscle mass is gone.
Yeah, I was like, man, I want to see the scrap. But then, so the beginning of the fight,
Ellie was injured as well, though.
That is true. They were both like weak, and I was like, okay, at least it's still even playing ground. So I will say, the beginning of the final fight, I was like, this is the like opening title. Oh my god! The place where they fought.
Yep.
Yeah. I was like, the first couple swings, I was like, okay, Ellie, do what you gotta do. But then, like by that first like quick time event thing, I was like, this doesn't feel good anymore. Actually, I don't like this. I was like, just too like I was fighting. Abby doesn't want to fight. She's trying to save Lev. Ellie's hurt. I was like, this doesn't feel good. Let's just, hey, bro. And then so whenever like she's like, and I was like, dang, bro, I don't want this to happen anymore.
That's where it clicked for me, was when she started drowning her. So I was like,
I'll be honest, like for me, something I forgot to say earlier, I was so bored at the end of Ellie's like half of the game. I was like ready to drop it because I was so bored.
Really?
But then when I started playing as Abby, the game became fun again.
Dang.
So I think that's also what kind of leans into my like willingness to understand Abby's perspective.
Yeah.
So then by the time you finish the Abby section, you start playing as Ellie again, and then you go back and you're starting to fight Abby. At the beginning of that fight, I was like, Ellie, just let it go. We can all go home, please. So whenever she started to like, I was like, and I thank the gods every day that the game did not make us choose.
Oh, if they would have choose, that's crazy.
I absolutely love that they did not make us choose.
Killed Abby, but
so I know
that's in the moment.
I know I looked it up, and I know, and of course, because it's like it's the easiest route to take. So I'm not surprised that it was like their first idea, but I did like look it up, and it's like their first. When they first were like building the game and the story and stuff, they were just gonna make Ellie kill Abby. And I thought about it. At first I was like, yeah, that makes sense. Before I like fully finished the game, but like now that I finished it and I thought about it, I was like, I'm glad that they took the route that they took. Yeah. With like her letting her go to like help Lev and live separate lives. I do appreciate this more. I think it's the better ending.
Yeah.
Would I still like to see the ending where she killed her?
It's interesting.
Just curious, like a another universe.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay,
give me a comic.
Exactly. Yeah.
There you go.
But I do think this is the better ending for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah. Sorry, I don't know if you were finished.
That was pretty much it.
Okay. But yeah, beginning of the fight, I was like, mess her up. And then by the end of it, I was like, please stop. This doesn't stop. Let's just go.
Yeah.
So then whenever like she does stop, I was like, thank God. I actually didn't think I'd feel this way, but so then yes, this goes to my final take.
Nice, that's right, the memory.
So Ellie going back to Jackson and living out a complete but unsatisfying life. Leave Ellie alone. That's the end of her story.
Yeah, I don't want to know what happens.
No 3.
Give me a what if comic about if she killed Abby, but other than that, I don't want to know anything about
exactly.
If you make a Last of Us 3, new characters.
Yeah,
I was
gonna say
leave the ones that you have already done as they are.
That's half my take. I was gonna say, Ellie's already lost enough. The only thing else she can lose is her life, and I do not want that. Like more so than just like me liking her. I think her arc is done. I think it'd be better if low-key she doesn't get back with Dina. I would like her to, but I think thematically,
narratively,
it makes more sense.
Story-wise, so like leave her alone. If we don't need a 3, but if we do get a 3, once again, make it even the same universe, but like a different cast. Or if you want to include Abby and Lev, I'm not necessarily mad at it.
You could do that.
Make them like cameos at best, though.
Yeah.
Take us to the East Coast.
There you go.
Let us know what's going on in Connecticut.
Nothing. But because that's how I felt about 1. I was like already good. Whenever they announced it 2, I was like, we don't need a 2. I'm glad they did a 2 now, but I was like, we don't need 1. So once again, maybe they can change my mind. We don't need a 3, but if it turns out to be really good, then hey. But leave Abby alone or Ellie alone. Stop. Don't let me know how she is. Just leave her alone completely. That's my take.
Yeah, I agree wholeheartedly. I don't want to know. I don't care. Not that I don't care.
Yeah.
I just don't want to know because I think it's going to
You want to keep how you have it in your head as it is. And that's how it should be. I think that it's good how it ended.
Exactly.
Yeah. Because I was of the same mind where when they announced the 2, I was like, no, the first one ended perfectly.
Yeah.
I like being left ambiguous so that you can take your own interpretation from where things go from that. So don't give me a 3 where we see Ellie again and we don't need that. But I am on the record of saying, and I think we argued over this at the time when I said it, is that if there is a 3, Ellie probably has to die in that one.
No,
we did say that, and I say no. I still say no.
I don't think so.
Let her go to Jackson and just live out her life.
I genuinely do not want once again, not to say I love Abby. She's great.
I wouldn't say I love Abby.
But
I respect her.
I do,
and I get it.
I love everybody.
No, you don't. You hate you're fine with her friends dying.
Well, all the remaining cast members, all the ones that are still alive, except for Tommy.
Lev's a good guy.
I love everybody except for Tommy that's still alive.
Yes, that's true. I don't like Tommy.
But I don't even want to they could maybe bring up Ellie. I don't want to hear about Ellie at all ever again.
Yeah.
Ever again.
Because I just think just leave it the way it is. Like I said, it's a good ending.
I don't need to know her fate.
I don't need to I don't need to know when she dies, how she dies. She just dies. That's the point of the world. With the environmental storytelling is that it's fated to be, especially with Ellie being the one cure and not no one knowing how to make the cure anymore after Abby's dad dying, is that it's bleak. She's bound to die. I know that's going to happen. I don't need to know how.
Yeah.
Just leave it alone.
I agree.
Basically.
Yeah. That's why. Yep. Sorry. Just to reiterate the point. That's why if there is another Last of Us game, give us new people.
Exactly.
Yes.
Give us new people.
I agree.
There's no reason to keep these characters going.
As much as and this is not necessarily a bad comparison. As much as people are iffy on the Walking Dead New Frontier game because it was a new cast, I think that is the direction we need for Last of Us right now. Obviously, no cameo with Clementine / Ellie this time. But I think that's the direction we need. If there is a 3.
Yes.
All right. Anything else you want to get out?
I think
close us out.
I think that is really it without going deep into these notes.
Yeah.
But just know I prepared for this a lot.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, we could have kept going. Yeah. We've been talking for a while.
Yeah, we definitely skimmed through the whole middle of the game.
Yeah. But for time's sake, we also had an extra game we had to talk about.
Also true. And we delved into other PS4 games or PlayStation games.
Yeah. But hopefully you guys enjoyed our discussion. If
let us know how you feel.
If you like, the things we said, or you disagree, let us know in the comments. Not that it matters, because what we say is final.
True.
But feel free to still let us know.
It's the rules of the podcast.
Exactly.
Yeah, we will still read it, of course.
Yeah, of course.
And we hope you enjoyed it. Yeah. As always, we are
Dubois,
and we'll see you next week.
See you guys later.
Bye.
Stream Last of Us 2, I guess.
Stream.
I don't want to go to bed, Mom. Instead, I want to go to the shed, Mom, and get out the lawnmower and mow the lawn like you asked me to yesterday.
Oh no.
Because I'm a good son, but not but not immediately, because I didn't do it when you told me to, but Fortnite I was cranking 90s, so I couldn't.
I was cranking hog.
Couldn't mow the lawn because I was jorking my shit.
My peanuts.
Jorking my peanuts.